Welcome, everybody. Welcome. If you can hear my voice, then you know it's that time again. It's been a couple days. Saturday was a wash. Sorry about that. Wasn't sure if I was going to be here. Work was kind of fuckery, but it's okay. It's all good. All good in the neighborhood today. Let's see. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, people of the future who are watching this, we're going to do a little impromptu open mic. If you want to call in, you can. You have to join the Discord, like always. And, jump into the roundtable hole and wait your turn like a proper person. Like a good native of the lands between. If you don't, that's okay. I'll read the chats. It's all good in the neighborhood, I think. Let's see. Well, let's get started. Oh, wait. Before we do that, let's do the question of the week. Let's start with the question of the week. What was the question of the week for last week, y'all? Let's see. The question of the week for last week was a doozy, in my opinion. I think it was a doozy. It was. If you could make your own Elden ring, or I'm sorry, if you could make your own Elden rune, what would it do? That was the question of the week for last week. And we'll discuss it today if you want. Nothing's mandatory. And we'll have a new question of the week, hopefully by morning. We'll see. Welcome back, Serious Moonlight. What's good? All in the hood, he says. Everything's great, man. Oh, yeah. Go check out Serious Moonlight's channel. He got a new video out. It's a good video. You should check it out. Check it out. Serious Moonlight on the YouTube. It's amazing. Serious Moonlight. It's serious, y'all. Take it easy. Keep it real. Let's see. We will. All right. Everything's looking good. Everything's set up. We have one. I think we have one person already. Oh no. We got a couple people in call, waiting to speak to the Inquisitor, waiting to speak to y'all, to the people who listen. Let's get somewhere nice, and then we'll take in the phone calls or the Discord calls, really, and we'll hear what they have to say. And don't forget, at the end of the stream, I have an announcement. It's pretty big. Something that I said on Friday that I was going to announce on Saturday, but I'll announce it today. Not right now. Of course not right now. I gotta have a reason for you to listen. I just dropped my controller. Anyways, there goes $80 down the drain, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Rattle Boyal. Let's see. The resolution on my, oh yeah, dude. Isn't it great? It does look very good. I'm not even gonna lie. It does look very good. The air tree. There we go. We'll do it like that. All right. So it does look great. It does. All right. Let's should we take a first caller now or should we wait? Hmm. You know what? We'll wait. We'll wait just a few minutes, just in case some more people show up, and then we'll get in Boss, and then we got Jackal, who also streams on Twitch, and Boss also check him out, Boss Saucer on the TikTok for you Gen Z kids, Gen Z kids. I think the YouTubes is for the millennials, for the Gen X crowd, the people who don't know how to swipe. Jackal's going to explain his dark version of the future, or dark vision. He's seen a prophecy apparently. Oh man, I don't. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Dang it! You know what? We're just gonna start. Frick it. We're just gonna start. Let's see. All right, everybody in the future now that's listening. This one's for you. Here comes Boss Saucer with the future. No, that's Jackal. This is Boss with something very interesting, most likely. Here we go. Dun dun dun. Okay, there we go. Boss Saucer. Hello, boss. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm glad, dude. I'm glad you're doing good. What do you want to answer the question of the week, or do you want to jump into something right away? The question of the week for you, boss. If you could make your own Elden rune, what would it do? Oh, you can't hear him. Hold on. Okay, 1 second. Why can you not hear the boss? Why? Why? Tell me why. Why? Wait. All right. Wait. Okay, what's up, yo pharaohs? Hold on. Let's see. Boss cannot be heard. All right, it's not picking you up. What? All right, here we go. Let me figure it out. Good thing there's not a lot of people watching right now, because this would be embarrassing. That's right. I appreciate it. Okay, where are you? Where is? Let's see. All right, here we go. No, nothing. Okay. Oh man. Okay. All right, hold on. Dang, this is turning out to be a real pain in the ass. Is that talk? You keep talking. No, nothing. Water. No. All right. No, that's not working. Dang. What? Why? This is why does sometimes stuff work, sometimes stuff doesn't. Right? Okay, so that's that. Now, can y'all hear the game? Re, refresh. No, I don't want to reset because it's going through OBS, right? And so, keep talking, boss. Keep talking. Just yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely don't know what we're doing. Wow, man, this is how many weeks has this not worked? Okay, okay. It just like seriously, what the hell? Like, yeah, I have the desktop audio open. Hold on, yeah, let me try that. All right, hold on. Okay, no, no, nothing. Hold on, nothing. Can y'all hear? Can you hear him now? Nope, nothing. Nope. All right. So we're gonna have a troubleshooting session tonight on stream. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't pre-recorded or nothing. Exactly. How not to yeah, how not to have a professional stream by the Golden Inquisitor. Let's see. All right, talk now. Nothing. Okay. Uh Honestly, I don't know. Mm, this okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Now?
Now, hello, hello.
Can anybody hear
Mm.
the boss?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I hear myself now. It
Okay.
works now.
There he is. Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah, there it is.
We're technical. I don't
Yeah,
know why it's not working. You know, how
yeah,
many weeks have I done this? Like 13 weeks, 12 weeks? And
yeah,
now like all of a sudden it's just like we don't want to work for you.
yeah. I guess I will need to repeat myself again because
They missed everything you
I,
said.
yeah, yeah. I miss. They missed it. Like I explained so good, but I guess I will do a fraction of what I said
Yeah, don't tell them
just for them.
everything cuz you know, I mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
weren't here to listen.
Yeah, I
That's
gave
their
my
fault.
soul into the conversation. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't do it again. So I'm gonna tell them half of it.
It's cuz you're a man and you don't repeat yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Welcome back, Yo Pharaohs. Welcome back, Kingpin. Welcome back, Cayman. Welcome back. Oh, you're here, Boss Nostal. Welcome back. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Now we can properly begin the show. Welcome back to the amateur hour with the Golden Inquisitor, myself, and our first our first guest on this open mic Monday,
Yeah. With no
Boss
problems at
Boss
all.
Saucer. And you're on
Yeah, it's
TikTok too.
me. Me? No, no, no. That's another guy.
Oh
That's not
shit.
me.
That's okay. I'll put a link to your stuff in the show notes. Maybe
No, no, no.
you're,
Don't do
you're
it.
gonna get TikTok famous for being the guy who changed the Elden Ring community when it comes to lore. That's gonna be you.
Never. TikTok people don't understand me.
It's
No
your
one
destiny.
does.
It's your destiny,
I
bro.
I'm in my edgy phase. No one understands me. No one.
G face. That's hilarious. All right, so let's begin. Let's begin. Okay. All right,
Oh
the
yeah.
question of the week for you, boss. If you want to repeat yourself, sorry.
Yeah.
If you could make your own Elden rune, what would it do?
Well, as people know me as the water guy, I guess I will do my Mandian rune about water and restoring the water cycle of the spirits that was broken long ago. That would be my mending rune.
That would be your mending rune. You know what? That's pretty good. I like that. Hmm.
It's quick but concise, and it's mine. So that's all of it.
It is yours. Let me ask you a question because I like that. I like your
Sure.
answer. It's a good answer. But let me ask you this: what's it like being being as influential as you are? Because people talk about the water theory that you came up with everywhere. Everywhere I
Not
go,
everywhere. Not
everywhere
everywhere.
I look, people
In the
are always like the
billboards,
water
in
now.
the radio.
I see it on other discords. I see it on TikTok.
Nah, you're lying, bro.
I see it everywhere. What's it like being famous? It's
I'm not
it.
sure if I'm that famous, but spirit and water, like Jack the Mimic said here back a bit back,
Oh,
it is a logical thing to think,
it is.
and it holds some weight, obviously. And I mean, I'm not even sure of my own system because I do some tweaks, and I will need to revisit my theory
And
now that I'm older.
that's the beauty about theories though is that you can revisit them and tweak them. Look, even Cayman said somebody stopped him in the streets yesterday and asked about your water theory.
I mean, I hope he managed to say a fraction of my long explaining of 10 slides, you know?
Mastrothus, this is boss Saucer, the king
Yep.
of the water.
Because this is me. This is me.
Aquaman. You're famous, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You're
I just know that I am me and you're you. That's all I know.
I'm glad. I'm glad, bro. Well, do you want to get anything you want to get into anything today?
I just have like some miscellaneous things.
Okay, tell me.
I didn't prepare something big.
That's okay.
Well,
Neither
over
did I.
these days, oh, I mean, you always prepare something.
That's true.
but but over these days, I've been talking with Leronin about dreams. I'm not gonna bore you guys. I'm not that smart as Ronan. He could explain it better than me, but he's not here. So I'm the substitute guy to explain.
Okay.
Just like how the round table hold is the hunter's dream in Bloodborne, if someone knows Bloodborne, but we're not getting into too much into Bloodborne. That's we are only talking about the hunter's dream. That it's basically a copy of a place in the real world, and it's in a bubble in reality somewhere, just like the round table hold.
Okay.
And I'm going as well with Dark Souls 3 about how Filianor is envisioning the Ringed City just like the Round Table Hold and the Hunter's Dream. Like the Ringed City is a place just like that in a bubble of reality in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and other thing, I mean, if you don't have any question about
No, I understand.
about the thing I said, and the other thing would be that the tarnished. I think I said this somewhere in the Discord or or in the chat in some stream. I don't remember. I'm too old to remember. Um, but I said the tarnished never returned because they are astral projecting, just like the Night Furs are astral projecting in Night Rain. Because the Night Furs they have their own bodies in reality still
Hmm.
because in what remembrance the revenant says to the duchess like oh the Wilder's dying, his real body's dying somewhere, so he's not gonna make it. So that's not him, that's his spirit version in this spirit realm. That's the world of Night Rain. And if you don't know, the world of Night Rain is the world of Elden Ring, so the lines between is the spirit realm and the tarnished are beckoned only in spirit.
Holy shit.
Because if you think about it, Horalu is shirtless and impaled on a tree. Where do he got his clothes back?
Holy shit.
So they are just versions of themselves. They're not the real them. The real them are just dead. Dead, and the spirits are here in the lands of the dead.
Holy shit. Wow.
That's my take.
Wow,
I could be
you're blowing
wrong.
my mind, bro. What the hell? Okay, questions.
Yeah, sure.
Where did Cayman says this about how and it's something about an isekai. Okay, here's a question. What wow. Dude, that's where does it say where does she say Duchess say about the Wilder's body? If you can
Oh,
you get a
it's the
screenshot and
yeah.
put that on the Discord? Because that
Sure, sure. I will try.
that
Yeah,
right
it's the
there.
Revenant saying to the Duchess, like the Revenant can see his energy,
Uh-huh.
and she said to the Duchess, like, hey, like his energy is slipping away of his frame, like he's gonna die, like he's dying, like his real body is like somewhere damaged, and he's like dying.
That's mind blowing.
Yep.
That's mind blowing. And also wants to know ask if that's if it is it a memory or a remembrance, I guess?
I mean,
or are
your
we
soul is
memories?
your mind. I mean, your soul is your mind. If we are going by the things I said before. So Godfrey is Godfrey, so he will project himself as Godfrey. That's why he's Godfrey in the lands between, even if he's impaled in the Badlands.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So does that mean that the let me turn the camera. Does that mean the Erd tree was the Helfin steeple? You know how the Erd tree,
Uh, yeah.
when we go to the throne, we see that the tree is growing around a structure. Instead of being a divine tower, could it be that steeple? If they're dead and it's confirmed in or heavily alluded to and just confirmed in Night Rain that that the lands between is the land of the dead.
Or a spirit realm, at least, that you need to astral project yourself to be in the place.
But I
Just
don't
like the
think
Nightfarers are.
I don't understand the astral projection. If you're dying, how can you be astro protecting yourself already?
Well, remember that the Nightfarers are in their problem because their ancestors bound their souls to do this task. They are not willing, like meditating or doing something extra to be there. Like they were literally beckoned to do this work. And the
Hmm.
Tarnished, they have a covenant with Marika to return to the lands between. So that's why they're here. They are not doing it out of their own volition. The Tarnished just saw the grace and came back. But if they're dead, what came back? Their souls.
Right. Damn, bro. Oh, okay. Well, you
But
heard it
about
here. Oh
your
my god.
question about the Helfen, the Erdtree is not the Helfen, but Marka is employing the same technique of the Helfen because the Helfen could be a tree, could be a tower. We don't know. We will never know. But the Helfen had a red grace for warriors. So Marka just took this red grace, turned it gold, and it's using it for the tarnished. And you know what? The Nightfarers they use grace as well. So they are just another type of tarnished. Like they are just spirits doing a task with graces leading the way.
That's gonna change the way I look at this game now. It's totally changed everything now.
Could be, could be not. Who knows? But
All right.
that
That
would be my piece of sand today.
yeah, dude. How you gonna start off that hard? Dude, you take some blue chew or what? Damn, that's crazy.
Uh,
So how I'm gonna have to contemplate. I'm gonna have to smoke on this and see how Godwin, the Prince of Death, works in on this. You know, because
yeah.
yeah, dude. Okay. Wow. Where's my notebook, dude? I need to write this down.
It is
Oh, well,
something.
I know you in real life, so you'll tell me. Okay, man. So,
What?
uh, are you gonna? Okay, yeah. You should post this. Don't let this slip away. Write this down. Take a little
Maybe,
note.
maybe.
Tell your. I'm. This is crazy, bro. Cayman says Godwin has to die to become a god.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a god. He's just like a giant medium for the dead. He's not ascending. I mean, he is ascending somewhat, but he is becoming something else, is the word.
He's
He's
becoming the.
not more than a god than he was before. He just changed his existence to be something else. And a god is just that, but in the staircase of evolution and power, it's up. Godwin
Man,
just did a evolution sideways. He
that's great.
didn't gain more power. He just exchanged his what's the word? His existence to do something else.
That's crazy.
He just
Oh,
changed jobs. He didn't get a he didn't got a upgrade. He just got transferred.
oh, Nassau has a question for you. I guess it's about your Elden rune. He asks, how would you repair the water cycle? Bring back destined death to the cycle?
Mm, that's a hard one because what broke the water cycle? That's interesting. Like it's the snow in the mountaintops not doing its job, like not making the water go back down. Is the earth tree sapping all the spirit water? Is the rot the eventual rot that's waiting for stagnated water? What is making the water cycle not do the water cycle? That's interesting. But I will try in my mating rune. I will try to erase any possible problem, like no earth tree and no snow in the mountaintops, and will build more dams to rot, just like the Ancient Dynasty and the Nox did, because they are doing water things.
Wow. Damn.
I sound like a politician
You are.
promising
You
things.
do, man. You are. You can take over the island, bro. Dang.
Yeah, the lands between island.
All right, man. So anything else? Anything else?
Not much. I just came here to throw that punch and
Thank you,
leave.
man. All right. Well, let me bring somebody else in. Got 3 other people waiting in line, so we'll bring
Sure.
them in.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Everybody, that was Boz. He came hard in your face, in my face. Later, man.
Goodbye.
And let's see. The next person up is Jackal. Jackal. You can find him on YouTube at Jackal Khan on YouTube. Also find him on Twitch, Sunstorm_Jackal. Content creator.
Hello.
One of the best. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
Good. I hope there's no technical difficulties for me today.
Let's find out. Can anybody hear Jackal? Let us know.
I am singing a background song so you all can hear along. Okay. We got some.
They
Boss
got.
can't hear me now.
I can't hear. Oh, you can't hear him, boss? Everybody, well, boss is just gonna have to suffer.
All right.
Welcome, just Cubs. How you doing, boss? You really can't hear him?
Oh, you said they're joking? Oh, wait, what?
I don't know,
Boss, can you hear me?
boss.
Unless it has something to do with his phone or
Boss,
his whatever he was talking on.
press 1 if you can hear Jackal.
If you hear my singing voice.
Okay, he all right. There you go. So you can see. All right. What's up, Jackal? You want to start with the question of the week?
Sure, I'll impart my dark vision upon you all.
Okay, the question of the week for you, Jackal, on YouTube, Jackal Khan. Check him out. If you could make your own Elden Rune, what would it do?
I had a dream about this one time. It happened when I was playing for like 5 hours straight because I think I was ramming my head against either, how, what was it? It was one of the Erd Tree avatars, I think. The Putrid one.
Uh-huh.
I forget where. But for some reason, I just could not get the move set down. And so I've been hitting my head on the wall, and then eventually I fell asleep in the chair and woke up like that way with my neck stiff. It was awful. But I had a very vivid dream. Um, I had a dream that I was like sitting there with this dark purplish wheel uh, on my belly, and I was dead. And then a couple of kids like picked up the wheel from my body and like took pictures of my corpse with me. Like they were like doing bunny ears and stuff. You know, I would have
Fuck.
laughed if I wasn't dead. Um, but then they went and beat the shit out of Godfrey for some reason because they were like what, a couple of 12-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that happened. They fought Radigan, and then they applied the mending rune that I just stated. And all of a sudden, the sky goes dark, and whatever the sun is in the main game, that started to grow very large, and the colors started splitting. There was like a deep blue, a deep red, and like a purple and a magenta, just like kind of splitting out through the sky, as if the sun itself has lost its shape. And then
Okay.
the Erd Tree started stretching and glowing in like really wrong colors. And all of a sudden, the sky became like a psychedelic hellscape. And people who were looking at it started to feel their own bodies twisting. But at first, they were in pain, but they started laughing and giggling and like weeping with joy. And then there was just years upon years of just people twisting and changing shape and going through places and not being able to go through places, and time had no meaning. And I thought, you know what? I I should write that down when I woke up.
Yeah.
But I would say yes, if I could gestate a mending rune, it would be an order of eternal change, where everything is just twisting and nothing can truly be said what's real anymore except for what's right now in the moment.
Amazing. Wow. That's an amazing concept to so everybody would stay absolutely present at all times or would have to.
At the moment, and then who knows, maybe the next minute they might become someone else or something else.
So
There's no clear defined rules anymore except for the rules that are happening now. The way I
oh,
envision it, like the Elden Ring still exists and everything, but whatever borders that was binding things and holding it in place are gone now. The order is still happening, but it's not, happening in any specific order. Time itself can go backwards or forwards based on where you're standing.
holy shit. That sounds like a bad acid trip.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want the entire world to experience an acid trip.
You really are a dung eater.
I can live with that.
That's amazing, bro. I think that would be a trip. It would be a nice place to visit, I think, for a little bit, maybe a second or two.
Maybe. But then you start to realize like what kind of people start forming where this is like, man, I would like some consistency, please.
Right.
I would like to come down from this crazy train.
What do you think it'd kind of be like the Crucible, but but with the added, because you said you could go backwards in time at the same time. Man.
I was thinking more along with the time thing. I was just thinking about Dark Souls mostly and how like I could convolute time instead of it being like a straightforward river. I can make it into an octahedron instead.
I don't even know what that is, bro. Uh, what's
It's
a
it's a three-dimensional geometric shape that has lots of sides and angles.
that's already too far for me, man. My primitive 1982 brain can't handle that, dude. It's like, what? I can't. That's crazy, man. But like I said, it sounds like a badass trip and a nice place to visit for a little bit, just to see what I turn into. Blech. I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. There's like cartoons from the 80s or 70s where where they like like what's that movie? Heavy Metal. You ever seen that? The animated movie Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
they have a segment like that where reality like loses its meaning and people just like blah into whatever form or something.
That sounds amazing.
Uh, yeah. All
But
right.
I thought it was the I thought it would also be a nice alternative to the Lord of Frenzy ending, where everything, instead of everything being melted down into one thing through chaos, let everything be distinguished and divided through chaos.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy, man. But it sounds cool though. You completely lost Mastrote. He he can't handle the concept. Neither can I. My mind. I feel like I've looked into the eyes of Cthulhu, and you know how when you read H.P. Lovecraft, when you look into the old gods, your mind collapses. I feel like my mind is going to collapse trying to understand what you're saying.
It wouldn't be the first time I inflicted something like this onto other people. So it's a fun habit.
It's fun. I like it. It sounds like a cool place, man. Kudos to you. Well,
Yeah.
is there anything you would like to discuss today?
I don't want to keep too long unless there's like questions people want me to answer.
Anybody got a question? I got a question for you.
Okay.
The other day in stream, we were talking about what does intelligence mean? The intelligence stat.
Oh yeah.
What
Okay.
what? Tell me your idea or your
Well,
interpretation.
I want to start. I want to start from like the official description for each stat, but mostly for like the defining three we were like focusing on.
Intelligence,
So
faith, and arcane.
intelligence, yeah, intelligence is described as the power of knowledge. Just how much, like, what you know relates into how powerful that knowledge can damage others. I'm guessing. Um, Faith is described as the strength of one's conviction, meaning that the harder you believe in something, the more power that faith is going to generate through that stat bonus, basically.
Uh-huh.
And then arcane is described by as the favor of the gods, um, more or less describing basically like it's basically luck. You know, if you're lucky, it means the gods must favor you. Arcane feels like to me like a very like Homer-esque kind of like Greek hero. Like, um, sure, the gods favor them, but they have this sort of je ne sais quoi where they seem to persevere at the last possible minute despite like divine intervention.
Okay.
Just somebody is very special when they have a high arcane.
Okay.
And yeah, and of course, like there are weapons and items and spells that combine two of the three, and I I was kind of like wondering like what does it mean in the main context? I remember I was discussing with others about what was it? Oh, the separation between Mikla and Saint Trina. Um, a lot of Saint Trina's weapons and spells rely on intelligence, and Mikola's spells, like after he separates from Trina, rely entirely on faith. But when he was a fundamentalist before they separated, it was both faith and intelligence.
Okay. And you.
So I think. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask. Well, I think you're about to answer it, but you were going to say. I was going to ask. Do you think that the intelligence part came from Saint Trina then.
I think so because, like I said, it definitely split off with her in terms of like her weapons and spells that you get in the DLC, as opposed to what Mikola. I think he gave a misbegotten like the rings of Mikola to cast, and that one just only uses faith, but it's a much later spell, almost using like aspects of the golden order magic as well.
Uh-huh. Okay. Hmm. That's interesting. But okay, if I remember correctly from the stream, also we were discussing if about if intelligence also like means your intelligence also. So if he cast out his intelligence, you could say Trina, does that mean he got dumb? In your opinion, was he dumber? I'm not. I don't use that word just
Well,
sound like making fun of
to
people, but no.
I understand what you mean, and I'll say this: Mikola certainly. Well, the entire DLC, we have these crosses where he's taken apart pieces of himself. He's definitely trying to, you know, ascertain godhood. But I think in order to, I think like removing his the power of his knowledge, I think that basically means that he's willing to throw away the effectiveness of what he knows in order to obtain godhood.
Uh-huh.
I think he's like zeroing in on a single aspect of what his godhood could entail, and he doesn't seem to need intelligence for that. If anything, he's got Radon to help balance him out again when he essentially becomes the promised consort.
Hmm. Okay.
In fact, the promised consort seems to have like an aspect that more or less combines all three of them. Mikola, who would have originally been intelligence and faith. We've got Moog, who is the vessel, who is both faith and arcane. And Radon, interestingly enough, intelligence, yes, but I think an arcane implement was built up into him over the years of enduring Scarlet Rot as well. But I'm speculating there.
I would agree with that because to me, in my opinion, arcane represents your, and I've said it millions of times. You've heard me. I think it represents your inner willpower. You know, to overcome. You know, it's your representation
So,
of
yeah,
self and your
I
belief in
thought that was,
yourself.
I thought that also like dwelled into faith as well.
Uh,
But if we take a look at Moog for a minute, he definitely had a high stack of arcane, and he was heavily favored by the formless mother, being his main her main what's the word, conduit
huh.
into the real world.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but with faith, with faith. I think it's open to like you can interpret it as faith in the gods who inspired the spells you used, or faith in yourself to be able to achieve that level of renown, or
Mm,
less. I think it just works both ways.
okay. All right. Well, I got a comment for you. Let's see. My structure says uh, intelligence represents the faith to the outer gods that the moon represents. Represents the
I
faith to
mean,
the outer. I don't know about
like
that. I mean,
I would say intelligence is just intelligence because one, most of the sorcerers, even though they were enamored by the
uh,
moon, ultimately stayed. And I wouldn't say the primeval current, but just the procession of stars themselves that in which they studied.
hmm.
I wouldn't call that entirely a faith. I would say it's a pursuit of inquiry, more or less.
Rattle comes back with arcane is faith in gods other than the greater will. What do you think about that?
Well, okay, let's take a look at Baal for instance.
Oh,
Um, Baal is not a god. I don't know if he even worships a god, more or less, or if he would like. I think it would be. I think Bale would think worshiping a god would be beneath him, but he is a very. In order to use his spell in particular, it is just straight up arcane.
high arcane.
Yeah, like 49 points of arcane in order to use Bale's tyranny.
And
Um,
that's why I say, because Bell, he he's about himself. He's outcast. He can rely on nobody but himself, and that's why I say that arcane represents self belief, self confidence, your willpower to overcome. It's the representation of yourself, I think. And instead of intelligence and faith represent believing in something or thinking of something outside of yourself, arcane is centered, focus on thyself. Go ahead. Sorry.
so I'm wondering what's more likely, because when you defeat Bale and consume his heart, you're given basically a warning that eventually Bale will return again through you or whatever. And I'm wondering if it's more of Bale's belief in himself, or if he's already dead, us inheriting his belief makes us Bale.
Okay.
And I'm more likely to think that maybe by eating Bale's heart, we gained Bale's like essence of fortune or his luck, basically.
Uh-huh.
Um, and like Bale's fortune in life is to just be eternally, undyingly angry all the time.
Unlucky. Rada also
I,
continues. He says, or is it like faith? Greater will is power, so greater will is considered holy. Other gods are not in charge, so faith is them. Faith to them is called arcane.
I mean, I think faith is just faith, though. I
Yeah.
like because I think okay. I think the main difference between faith and arcane in terms of like uh, deities, more or less, is that faith is what you believe in for them. Arcane is what they believe in for you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in fact, now that I think about it, um, holy damage is more so negated the higher you raise your arcane.
Yep.
Um, and
Mm.
I forget what happens when you raise faith. Like
Uh,
I know intelligence blocks magic damage, but
when you raise faith, it increases your vigor and it increases your dexterity or your casting
eh,
time or reduces your casting time or something. No, that's the I've got those mixed up.
that's
Sorry.
dexterity.
Yeah, that's dexterity. I think it just affects your resistances or something like that. Let's
Maybe.
see. Hold on. Jess, welcome back, Jess. Welcome back, Frosty. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else new? Okay. Let's see. Jess says intelligence is how much you study. Cayman comes back and says, "Well, the night of the night is a god and probably has a lot to do with the stars." Nossel says astrology equals testing. Oh, astrology equals teaching of the stars, includes glintstone and moons. Jess Macbeth bless says arcane seems like a gut stat. You will power your willpower to go on by your own means and be favored by or be blah. And being favored is a consequence of such, in my opinion. I agree with Jess. He also continues the breaking of the law of regression is and causality by your own willpower. Uh huh. Yes. Yes. Kevin says, I think arcane is basically luck. In a sense, you're right, especially in the Souls games. Rattle continues, bruh, faith is not general in these games. It is the God in power. I don't understand what he means. Mastrote says Bell is a Newman that eats dragons to fight against Placidusax and his finger dragon. I don't know. Mastrote's high again. Anyways, anything you want to comment on any of these comments?
I remember having a conversation about the knight being a god.
uh,
Uh, the other ones I'm trying to like intake mentally, but for that one, I remember I was explained that I don't think the knight itself is the outer god or inner god or whatever, but I think the knight more or less represents a domain or
uh,
a form of existence because it is also being shared with by um, 8 separate entities that only work in unison because of this common thread between them. much similar to how the loyalists are loyal to Mikola until the shattering of his rune.
Mm.
It's not until we, as the Nightfarers, physically shatter the Night Lords in order to like remove a piece of them and use it on our own person. But the mechanics and stipulations on that, I think, is a different conversation. But I think the night itself might not be like tangibly conscious in the same sense that you could say like the Fell God or uh, uh, the goddess of rot might be. Um,
Interesting.
I think it's far more like nebulous and passive than that.
Wow. Okay. I agree. I agree. All
Not
right,
to
man.
mention Night Rain is Star Wars.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you saying that a few episodes ago.
I might try and make a video on that if I have the time,
Oh, you
but
should.
I should try.
On YouTube?
Yeah,
Jackal Khan on YouTube, right? It's Jackal Khan.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, check him out. Boom, boom. Are you almost ready to start streaming on YouTube?
No. Uh, Going through some stuff at the moment.
It's
There's been a
okay.
noise complaint at the apartments, and I'm like,
Dang, I feel you. I feel you.
yeah.
Well, boom. This is Jackal, everybody. Jackal, thank you, bro.
Hello, everyone.
I'm gonna grab somebody else. But you have a great night. Remember, Jackal Khan, KAHN on Jackal Khan on YouTube, and Sunstorm, right?
Yep.
_ on Twitch. Check him out. Best guy. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
No problems. Talk to you later.
Bum bum bum. All right, next person we're gonna grab for the hot seat is gonna be Base Serpent right here, ladies and gentlemen. He's coming in. I'm not sure if he's on lunch or whatever. He may have the night off, but here he is. Base Serpent. Everybody, welcome the Serpent.
I am not working today. I think
What?
Lightroom in first. Yeah, no, it's my day off. When you're
Wow.
not streaming on Saturday or Sunday, I'm not at work.
Wow, bro. Welcome to the show. Then we don't have to rush for you to have some time to talk and guzzle down some food. Man,
I
dude.
appreciate it.
Welcome. Now we can breathe. Everybody breathe. It's just Base. All right, Base. Do you want to start with the question of the week or jump into something?
I was gonna say I think Light Ronin was here first.
Oh, was he? Oh shit, you're right. Base, get the hell out of here. Light Ronin, everybody. Boom. Light Ronin. Light Ronin, are you here? Can you hear us? Oh, dang.
Yo,
How
testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can the viewers hear me? The viewers hear me.
I think they can hear you. Can everybody hear Light Ronin?
Hell yeah. All right, cool. I can hear myself on. I'm gonna go.
Oh,
ahead
can you? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start off with the question of the week or jump into something?
We'll start with the question of the week.
All
Bro,
right.
it's a good thing that you grabbed boss first, because I was honestly in the middle of a fight in Helldivers 2, and I was waiting for my pelican to lay it. So that extra couple seconds was good.
Oh, good. All right. Question of the week for you, sir. Are you ready?
All right.
If you could make your own Elden rune, what would it do? Pum pum pum.
I would call it the Imperium, the Imperium, the Rune of the Empyrean.
Rune of the Empyrean.
And yeah, and what happens is when you die, what ends up going on is if your will is not quite strong enough, your soul will disperse and the normal soul things will happen. But if your will is strong enough, the whatever like deity or spirit or whatever that rules over whatever killed you will visit you, and they will resurrect you as one of their scions or quote unquote their Empyreans, solo leveling style. And this will happen to many people, hopefully all of them over a long enough period of time. Because the idea of this world is that when you fight and when you go through the fucking effort of pushing yourself, you will get stronger. It is a facet of the universe. The universe says you will get stronger, you will level up, but you have to fight. The only way to truly like be nothing in this world is to not try. That is the mending rune that I would put. We're all Empyreans.
Okay. Okay, let me ask you this. What
Okay.
you said if your will was strong enough, or it's judged or whatever,
Yeah.
what makes it strong enough for what would be the marker for it to be good enough for a god to come visit you and resurrect you?
Your emotions.
Your emotions. What do you mean by
The
that?
the intensity of emotion at death.
Like anger,
Regardless of what it is.
anger, love,
Anger,
which emotions?
love, and all of them. Anger, love, sadness, regret, guilt, fear, any like whatever emotion that like if you feel an emotion intensely enough, you will essentially get wrapped up in all that energy, because that's all energy that's being built like churned. And if it's acute enough, like it can't just be like base fear, like you can't just be like a rabbit that's afraid of dying or whatever. It has to be like a fear of X. It has to be a like regret about Y. It has to be like it's like unfinished business. But instead of this unfinished business turning into a ghost, this unfinished business turns you into a demigod that is on track to becoming a god, or the next god for whatever like pantheon that is.
Okay.
Or not pantheon, or like whatever that system is.
Okay, let me ask you this. What makes that different from the frenzied flame?
Because the frenzied flame is literally just burn everything down into one thing. Mine is people actually living and leveling up and getting stronger alongside each other.
No, I mean your requirement, because the frenzied flame, if you have like the negative emotions really strong, you just go into the frenzied flame. So
Yeah,
and so what? So you're just having a counter to the frenzied flame then?
No, it's just agency. You just have agency. You're allowed to access your agency regardless of how you died, or like you're still allowed to like have a certain measure of agency. You might be being like there are certain like gods that are probably more like manipulative than other gods for sure. But there's no like active burning out of your like soul and puppeting your body like a meat puppet.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot more nuanced than that. It's not just like I'm going to like make you it's like being able to cast frenzied burst but not have to like die and become a different person to do that. Like you can just like you just have the scroll frenzied burst and you can just use it. Like you now mind you, yeah, there's just like there's maybe like a cost, like you get like singed a lot because it's super fucking hot, but like you know you get stronger and you're able to handle that shit.
Okay, let's see.
It's all about agency.
You got a couple comments here from Kingpin or King Pain 117 says rage against the dying light equals acceptance by a god. Go quietly equals be lost to the soul winds. I don't know what soul winds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Whatever that is. Yes.
Whatever. Correct. That is. Nostril
if
says,
you rage against the dying light, you get to keep fighting.
Oh, Nostril's going to sleep. Good night, Nostril.
Good night, Nostril.
Okay. All right. That seems like a cool idea. I like it. Yeah.
I just want to see people really badass, man. I just want everyone around me to be really badass, dude. that's all I want.
A world of superheroes.
Basically, villains. I just want a world of badasses, man. Exactly. If we're gonna duke it out in the streets, we need to. There needs to be a guy who looks at you and goes, "Nanomachine, son." I need.
But what happens when the One Punch Man becomes a villain? Man, that's what happens then.
I don't know. That's your fucking problem. I'm not there, bro. You gotta deal with that. I'm just God. I'm just the God. I just made it. I'm in a tree, bro. I'm in a tree somewhere. I'm stuck. You know, some shit happened you don't know about. I'm stuck, bro. I can't intercede on this, bro. Like
All right,
that's not me. That's not me, bro.
not my problem.
Exactly.
I'm busy doing stuff.
I'm obfuscating my deific authority on that one, my God.
Let's see. Rattle's got us comment. He says, struggle equals inner conflicting. Struggle equals inflicting your own desire and agency on the current of life and time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
Salzer has a question. Ronan, are you the dreamer?
I am a dreamer.
I'm just a dreamer.
I'm not. I don't. If my mending rune goes into effect, I would say possibly. Well, no, I know I wouldn't be the dreamer in that case. Still, there's another dreamer.
Is this like
I am a dreamer in the dream. No, it's okay. We're gonna have to hop into the next thing because Boss came on here earlier and he and I have been talking about stuff, and he gave his one. I'm gonna give the two. I'm here because I heard my name. I heard my name mentioned. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
I was summoned.
All right, continue.
Praise the sun.
Continue where Boss left off, I suppose. Right. This is what you're gonna do.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if because we've had a few discussions. But I feel like I'm picking him up more on his vibe than on the concrete notion of it, right? If he's the water cycle and that big like sea of spirits, I'm like the crucible and like the weird like static electricity charge that produces, if that makes sense. Like like almost like the minerals in the sea. If that makes sense, like a little like the salt and the crystals and also like that, like the coral reefs and stuff. That's me.
And we're all the plankton,
basically. So we're gonna start this by discussing. We're gonna start with the dreams part, and then we're gonna discuss a fun little thing. Actually, I'll start with a fun little parallel because that's gonna set up everything that we're talking about.
Okay.
So I was as I do, I was listening to a band High Lung. They're pretty popular, I think, in like Norway or whatever. Like they're in like Europe or whatever. They do a lot of like tribal type shit. A lot of throat singing. You know, pretty like deep and cool and guttural and shit.
Oh, those guys that are like real cola.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah,
okay.
the guys who got the and it's like it's all reverberation. You don't know, everything's consonants. You know.
Yeah.
But men are consonants, women are vowels. All right, that's how it feels to me. But but the interesting thing about the lyrics of like a lot of High Lung songs is that a lot of them are either translated texts or like litanies for different different gods of different like stuff or whatever, right? Like there's one like death transformation goddess I'm not really gonna talk about, or like spirit I'm not gonna talk about right now because it's kind of gross. I'll talk about that offline. But the one that I find that is interesting is there's like a runic text that was found in Norway that dates back to like the 5th century.
Okay.
So this is around, or 5th or 6th century. This is around like 500 AD to like 600 AD. And it depicts a shipwreck where where it is said that a godly like fish, the fish spirit Vil, who like I guess some people think is like the god Aegyar, the fish god.
All right.
Destroys this boat and drowns all the people and then collects their souls and transports their souls to quote unquote the land afar. And there's another part that's a litany for this fish god that that talks about it swimming through these like and bringing spirits to these like spinning golden meadows.
Okay.
And upon like first thinking about this, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, interesting, giant spirit fish bringing people there. There's a line of it that says, "Who brought the horde to the lands afar? Who
Uh-huh.
brought the horde to the lands afar?" And I'm like, are you talking about the Tarnished, my guy? Are we talking about the Tarnished over here? And I'm thinking about it, and initially I thought that fish was the Elden Beast. I thought it was the Elden Beast at first.
Okay, who is it? Who do you think it is now?
However, upon further discussion with Boss and Freeman, we have I would confidently say that we think maybe it could possibly be Godwin, because Godwin's the big fish man who rules over the dead people.
Oh, and he's also the Death Messiah, leading the.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that leads me to an even greater like question or mystery.
Okay, tell me
about the giant ship coffins, right? The ship coffins, those things, because they're like massive and they're weird, and it's just something weird off about them. But I'm thinking about this now. All right, let's talk about, like, if we go through like Boss's water cycle, right? And we look at the idea that like and this is something that Freeman also said, right? So I'm giving Freeman his flowers. That that aquatic creatures like crabs and the lobsters and the octopi that we find, because octopi don't need to be submerged underwater all the time.
right.
Like all of these things that could exist on land survived, but the jellyfish are spirits. Other fish spirits are spirits, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like there's this spiritual sea that's superimposed on stuff, right? And I'm looking at these coffins, and I'm like, what if they weren't coffins, bro? What if they weren't coffins at first, but they sunk because they're made of fucking rocks and shit? Because they're rocks. Because they just made rock ships, or maybe they're so like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you know, that's something to bake your noodle on for another day. But clearly, the lands between maybe is not the real world, but it is a dream. And we're gonna start talking about dreams now, because now that you know, our boy Boss has talked about it. I want to get into it a little bit more and kind of like give a metaphor for like what these dreams are. So,
okay. Rattle's got a comment.
I'm gonna use it.
Rattle says, "What if the cosmos were right above our head?" Bloodborne. I guess that's a comment from Bloodborne. What if the cosmos?
Tell Rattle that.
I'm not gonna tell him. He can hear you. He can hear you.
Oh, that's right. He can't hear me. Hey, Rattle. Meet me and Boss at the water cooler.
At the water cooler.
It's gonna be a blast.
Bring your own piss.
It'll be a blast, I promise.
Okay. All right.
Bring your own coffee.
Okay, go ahead.
But okay. So let's talk about. Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick metaphor of what this is.
Is this gonna end up in a nice little bow tie, or are we just gonna be left as lost as we started?
It'll be a nice little bow.
Mastrote, all you gotta do is go into the Roundtable Hold Discord and get in line, man, and you can join up. It's open mic. Anybody can join.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this concise.
All right.
So so for everyone here who has watched Solo Leveling, you know the gates. You know those gates you get to go to the dungeons?
Right.
Each one of those dungeons has a boss. And in order to close the gate, in order to break down that world, one must kill the boss of that dungeon.
Right.
So what ends up happening is, we can use this as a metaphor. The boss represents the dreamer of the dream, and the realm and the dungeon represents the dream itself. Right? They live within their dream. It's like a pocket dimension, right? That's their dream. So the little dreamscape dream realm. When they die, that dream realm tends to shatter. However, if a spirit is strong enough, or if there are more eyes on the same dream, for instance, or any number of faculties you guys can think about, or any number of like situations that could happen. The dream may continue without its primary dreamer.
Hmm.
And what is and
What the
and
fuck
this
that mean?
becomes huh?
What does that mean?
It means, for instance, say I go into, so we're going to keep the solo leveling. We're going to leave the solo leveling metaphor in place for the duration of this discussion. So what happens is, so you and me step into a gate. Da 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 da. We kill some monsters. We do some stuff. We get to the boss, right?
Right.
In a normal dream realm, or in a normal what I call them is reality marbles, like liminal spaces. If we are to kill that being in that room, there's no more reality marble. It doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But sometimes, because there are more perspectives in here with enough consciousness to generate a dream, or to generate as close enough of a dream that's close enough to this one that we're standing in, that it will like sustain itself. Like, say for instance, one of us takes the boss's place,
Okay.
right, and becomes the boss of the realm, right?
Okay.
Then now you're the dreamer, but now you're the primary dreamer. You're the primary consciousness keeping it in place. But the original dream was the boss that we just killed.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So the transitive property is kind of weird about it, but the idea is essentially that the lands between is a death dream of America. And everything that we see in the game, is a representation of things that happened in her life, but everything's wrong. We get a Godfrey-ish story through Nefeli Lu, but we would only recognize that it's tied to Godfrey because of the Badlands connection, right?
Uh-huh.
Then we have our big bush-shielded boy, who I never cared about enough to remember his name. The brother Hoslo, the weaker brother Hoslo, Hoslo the Younger, I'll call him. Hoslo the Younger goes down to the Jarburg village, right? And he's fucking with these guys, and then he fails to protect them from the perfumers in the same way that some protector must have failed to protect the shaman, right? Like, these are and you can do this throughout the whole game, right? Different people in the lane the round table hold represent different energies or characters or people within America's life that are being represented through these dream characters.
Holy shit, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah. So now what are the
So that explains a lot. If we look at the game that way, that explains why the landmass look the way it does. Looks like that explains why events don't line up properly on a timeline if you try to set it up.
It's dream logic. It's legitimately.
It's like that. It's kind of like what they say, like that final death dream right before you die. You know how your life flashes before your eyes and everything?
Yeah, dude.
That is a great idea. That is a great idea. I love that idea. That makes so much sense, man. That explains the Shadowlands. Oh my dude.
But wait, there's more.
All right, tell me real quick.
So what are the tarnished? And what was that room that we're all laying in, right?
Uh-huh.
And I wonder if it legitimately took Godfrey longer to get there because his body was in the Badlands. That's an interesting idea. But just like Boss said, because all of the Tarnished are connected to America, or more specifically Godwin and Godfrey, right? That's the line, right? The line is Godwin and Godfrey, right? That's the direct line that we get here. I'm not going to talk about Morgott and Mo because I have a different idea about what's going on with them too, but it has a lot of holes. But the Tarnished are all connected to that deity line, right? And that deity line was usurped and control, and brought into alignment with America and the Elden Beast. Okay, so what's going on now is, upon death, because all of these people are connected to this system, right, through belief or whatever, when they die and they go into that final dream before death or whatever, right?
Um,
That dream is going to the lands between and doing all the things we're doing. All the spirits are called, just like Vil in that old Norwegian text, right?
wow.
It's calling everyone to the lands between in order to fulfill this task.
Wow.
And whoever wins will become the like scion and or leader of the dream, which is the lands between, that no longer requires its dreamer, Marika. But in order to do that, one must conquer the very oldest god of death, the god of the sea.
Wow. Okay.
Did it. Christ. All right, I'm done. I did it.
All right.
I did it. That's a wrap.
All right, we got
That's a
one.
wrap. We did it.
We got one. You got one question. See if you can answer this
Okay.
one pretty quick.
Okay. All right, bet.
Jess McBless. She says, "I want to ask Blood about how Raw fits into this. Raw. I guess the ancient runes of Raw. He's loving the theory.
So this is going to be the least. This is going to be the least satisfying answer I've ever given to a question. They just be old, man. They just be old. They should be old, dude. They just be old. They just be old as hell. They just super old, man. They just be super old. I don't know if they're the Titans. I don't know if they have the smaller civilization. Boss thinks that like they blew themselves up with like a spirit a spirit nuke.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to believe them. I also kind of wonder if there's like a Dwemer situation going on.
Oh, that'd be neat.
If you're on the Discord, at any point in time, just ask boss about the Dwemer.
Yeah.
That'll kill a couple hours for you, and you'll know a lot. Trust me. You'll know a whole lot. You'll be like me now.
There you go.
I can't unsee it ever.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Light Ronin and the boss.
All right.
Coming in with a great theory, by the way. Y'all should definitely write this down. Put it in the Discord. Yeah, man. Well, let me let you go, because I got 2 other callers waiting.
All right. Take care.
Take it easy, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Thank you very much.
Take it
Great
easy.
theory. Great theory.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, bro. Take care of yourself.
You too. Man, what a great idea. The lands between is a death dream. What the hell? I'm being summoned to another world. Let's grab base. Base. I need to turn off that answering ring. Base, can you hear me?
I can go there, neighbor. I can hear you just good.
How you doing, man?
Never bad, never bad.
Hold on. Before I get summoned to go PvP. Oh, I might. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm being summoned.
All right. Well, while you're fighting that battle, I will regale everybody with my wonderful ideas.
Okay,
I
go
don't
ahead.
think I would want to make a great rune. I think it would be an interesting idea, but if there was another ending to the game, what I would be interested in is, I mean, it's in the name. I'd be interested in seeing what the world is like once you conquer it as the serpent, right?
Yeah.
You can eat the world. It's uniting in the same way. It's uniting more than the frenzied flame is, but it's right. Like the frenzied flame unites by annihilating, whereas the serpent does in fact bring everything together. It's just in his stomach. So I'd want to imagine what that would how that would work, because I think that my theory is that that wouldn't be the end, right? That is step 3 in a cycle, right? After the serpent is done eating, he probably blows up, and we get another world. Right? He unites and then is divided. At some point, but I don't know that that's an interesting ending that I would want to explore. Not so much that not so much that I think there is an answer, or there's that's where I would want to. That's what I would want to know how the world works by answering that question. as far as other stuff that I wanted to bring up, I have like 3 little things.
Okay, go ahead.
They're very small, and one of them is related to what we were just talking about, where with what Morgott is up to.
Okay.
It came to me today when I was playing with Waz earlier, but like Morgott is very clearly not trying to let anybody um, get to America and start the cycle. Like join the tree and become a god or become the Elden Lord. He wants no one to do it, which is very similar to Gideon's motivation.
Okay.
And like Moog, he was kept in the sewer where we know the frenzied flame is. It's not dissimilar to that, but I think it's but we also know that Morgott's thing was running around with the knights of night, right?
The Night Cavalry.
The Night Cavalry. Thank you. And killing a bunch of Tarnished, yeah, that was his thing.
Right.
And it occurred to me, like, nobody had talked about it. What if what if Morgott's, like, in the same way that Moog worships or is committed to the Mother of Blood, the Formless Mother, what if Morgott's committed to Night? And it occurred to me as, like, that's how they open Night Rain. In that world, Morgott won. He fought everybody. Nobody was able to do it, and the night came and took over. And now he's sitting there watching the world come to an end as everybody's fighting.
Wait. Okay, that's an interesting idea, but you fight Morgott as Morgott in Night Rain.
What do you mean?
Well, he's just a regular boss. Are you saying that Morgott's what's his name?
No, I'm not saying that he's Hellstor.
Oh.
I'm saying that he is a servant of night. Like, his goal was to get the age to turn over to night.
Oh, that was his motivation. Okay.
Right.
Okay, because
So
I was
not
gonna.
that he was.
Go ahead. Yeah, I see what you're throwing at now.
Not that he was specifically Hailstorm. Not that he specifically has the power of the night, but that in the same way that Moog was a servant to the Formless Mother, at some point he made his Knights Cavalry servants of night, trying to get the age of night.
Okay. Yeah, you know what okay, I can see that. I can fight with that because we never know his motivation of why he's trying to stop us, right? Because if the Erdtree denied him passage to become Elden Lord and he believes in the Elden Lord and the Elden Ring, stuff like that, he would want, I guess another Elden Lord. And it never occurred to me to think about his motivation of why he's trying to prevent us, right? And if
and it's it's possible he doesn't know, right? He's doing this because he thinks it's a good idea, and he doesn't realize that until somebody burns that thing, Godfrey isn't going to be anywhere.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. I like that idea. I think it makes a lot of sense for him to be an agent of night before there was the night. Like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. Let's see. You have a couple of comments here. Jackal Khan, he says, "Oh, welcome back, Calistral." He says you fight Morgott as a fell omen. Yeah, right. All right. He thought the same thing I did. And then Moog is the Lord of Blood. Still the Lord of Blood. I guess he would. Yeah. I guess Jackal was thinking the same thing I was thinking. But
great minds,
You pretty much answered it though. If there were agents of night without, whether they were, well, if Morgott was an agent of night without him actually knowing, or maybe he did know with the Knights Cavalry, because
it's
that
not
makes a lot of
necessarily
sense.
that he doesn't know, but
Well, we don't know if he knows, right?
That was my thought on that.
I like that idea.
We can only we can only take guesses at it. The other idea I had was, so you and I both were trying to figure out what the hell was going on with the Oracle envoys, and I had theorized, and I think we both have some idea, some feeling towards this that they are in some ways related to the Newman, right? We know the Newman are, I think they're called Maribito in Japanese, which is like a visitor, which is like a visitor spirit.
Uh-huh.
There is I think there is a festival for Maribito, that yeah, there's a festival for Maribito. It's something about, here it is. Ancestral spirits, custom to evolve reunion holiday. So the idea is there's this festival about them. They play a lot of music, they dance through the streets and stuff like that. And I thought of the oracles. So we've got our oracle envoys. The oracle envoys have the sigil that we find on the back of America's head on their horn. So I was thinking,
Wait, do
like,
they?
I think this is something we talked about in the past. Yeah, you found it, dude. You found it.
Oh, I found. Of course, I did.
We were
I'm
looking
fucking
at
smart,
the. Yeah, we were talking about it in the Discord, and I was bringing up models of the horn, and I was saying I feel like I've seen this somewhere before, and you posted a picture of the back of America's head. Oh, or no, maybe you were looking for that, and I was looking for this, and we just kind of met in the middle. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but like we saw it, we were like, oh shit, that is definitely the same symbol. So we come up to this. The next part of this is we have the plant related redeemers, reclaimers. What are they called? The Night Rain boss, the Valkyries.
Oh, the balancers.
The balancers. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have those plant related Valkyries, the balancers, which come from another world. They come from heaven, but they're based on the spirits of these little kids who were put through a terrible tragedy.
Uh-huh.
When you look at the oracle's hat, it talks about people hearing a whimper from inside.
Oh,
and
shit.
I couldn't figure out what the fuck that was telling me for the longest time. But like, yeah, exactly. What if what we're seeing there is the oracles are, instead of the oracles being the Newman, instead of the oracles being Newman, the oracles are like what happens to Newman in the same way the Redeemers or the whatever they are called, the Valkyrie people.
The balancers.
So it's the same kind of deal. The balancers go to heaven and come back as these Valkyries, and the oracles go to heaven, are Newman that go to heaven and come back as these monstrous things that are they're envoys for the new age. That's the idea there.
You know what? I like that idea. I like that they're connected, because I was thinking the same thing the other day too. That perhaps
Like, what's going on with them?
Yeah, that wherever they come from, because nobody knows where they come from, right? If they're coming from the same place that the balancers are coming from, you know, and if they can perceive reality like the balancers and see it as a whole,
Right.
you know, then they can see
They all see
the
grace.
future and the past. Because if they come heralding like the birth or the beginning of a new age or God, then they can see the future.
They all can see grace.
Right.
That's for sure.
Okay. And so you think you think they're Newman children, or the Newmans inside? Oh, the whole weeping thing is creepy though.
Yeah, they're like Newmans that have basically been sent back from
heaven
or whatever heaven is. Yeah.
I would cry too.
Me too. I cry every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a sad theory. Thank you for bringing down the vibe, bro.
You're welcome, man. I'm a student of George Martin, man. We love nothing more than tragedy.
Yeah, I do too. But I love a tragic romance. I do. Because I've lived so many.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else you want to talk about, man?
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think so. I think that's it. Well,
Well, finish what you were going to
Um,
say. You said it before,
I
but
don't
you
know
said
where to follow the. I don't know. Well, I was just going to talk about the Elden Ring movie really quick because
go ahead.
I really like the idea of it being Spike's love story. I just think that's perfect. That would actually, um, it'd be perfect to have a terrible ending where he just goes mad and tries to destroy the world, and somebody has to throw him in a box. That's a perfect Elden Ring story, start to finish.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Um, yeah, I was gonna say I don't know where to go with this last bit,
Okay.
but I noticed that the horn scent, they have like the Egyptian burial burial boats and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that are associated. There's some things that are associated with Egypt, um, and the Carians have things that are kind of associated with Greek. And Caria itself is kind of a pre-Roman Greek city-state, which means that there is a relationship between Egypt and Caria, which is about Alexander the Great. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, maybe there's something that we can find in this lore that's like, or more simply, maybe that's the connection. That's one of the reasons why America wanted to attack Caria, right?
Uh-huh.
Because they were allies of the Hornset.
Hmm.
We
Okay.
don't really know, but it's an idea. And I was just thinking about how we can use history to kind of consider our understanding of Elden Ring. If that helps anybody come up with a theory, let me
Yeah.
know.
All right. Cool. You got a couple comments here. Mick Mike, welcome back. Mick Mike says, BLS, I don't know what that word is. An Elden Ring story. I don't know what's BOLS bowls. Do you know what that means?
Boys only love Sims. I don't know.
That's probably right. Hey, good job, Mick Mike. Boys Only Love Sims was the Kari and Troll Night.
Thanks, bud.
My bad. I don't pay attention to no trolls, man. I just kill them. Dead gum, he says.
All right, thanks, McMike.
Thanks, Mike. Rattle's got something for you. He says, I want to see a Dragon Trip style movie starring Kenneth Heights on the road to find the next ruler of Limgrave, calling everybody Big Girl's Blouse.
Yeah. That
That'd be
would be
fun.
kind of a funny way to take it, where it's just like a weed stoner road trip movie, and it's Kenneth Height and it's Kenneth Height and what's her name, Nefeli Lou, just
Nefeli?
like just roaming the lands between.
That'd be funny. If it's not, talking about the movie, if it's not going to be the Vike tragic love story, then it should be a horror movie. I 100% think it should be a horror movie too, or another one. If they're going to make a series of movies, they should have one that is like Michael Myers or Halloween, but it should be the Omen Killers. It should be the Omens and the Omen Killers. You know?
I was gonna say let's do like 20 minutes of dying to Margit, and then an hour of wandering around Limgrave, and then finally killing Margit is the last 10 minutes of the movie, and then you realize that there's an entire castle behind him.
Oh, yes! Wouldn't that be crazy? That'd be hilarious. That's still done. Another thing they could do, another horror movie, because I think it'd be great if they did a poltergeist, not a poltergeist. What's that one? An exorcism, but it was Shibiri and the Frenzied Flame.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah, dude. I Elden Ring is like so. I mean, and then you could have like a whole cosmic horror movie and have like Moog in it, or Marika or Radigan, and they're learning about the outer gods, and their minds are breaking, and it's some psychedelic thing like Jackal's Elden Rune, where everybody just into shapes. I don't know, man. I think Don't make me make movies. I'll make some fucked up movies, man. They'll be like, but they'll be
Hey,
better
do it
than
anyway.
Star Wars sequel was. The Star Wars sequels trilogy.
Do it anyway, man. Just make the movie. Who's gonna stop you?
Who's gonna stop? You know what? There's those people that made that
Like
being.
Machinima style.
Oh no. What's that? That was that being the Blade of Mikla or becoming the Blade of Mikla on YouTube. They made that like 1 hour movie that was just like somebody in cosplay standing around taking pretty pictures. You remember that?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, it was actually kind of good. I don't agree with their take on how Melania became the Blade of Mikla, but but for the effort, 100% kudos. Good job to them. Maybe I will make a low budget movie. I'll be like the next what's his name, Sam Raimi or whatever, and make Evil Dead. But it'd be called like Evil Elden Ring. And
Yeah.
you go into the war shack in the woods, and then you meet Bonal, and he's like and then it's like and then it's and then America's tits, and then the end.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you could do one. You could do one where it's like a Blair Witch product.
Oh shit.
Right? You're just like in the woods getting hunted by the Knight's cavalry.
Oh, bro, that'd be awesome. And because I live in Texas, right? I just give one of my homies. I'm like, hey, let me borrow your horse real quick. Put this, this tarp over it, and let's ride around. Ride around in the dark for a little bit. Get like an hour's worth of footage, and I can just like reuse it and splice it into the movies, and then have the like the found footage whole thing. Oh, dude, you just blew my mind. We're making a movie. Movie coming out next year, 2026, Elden Ring, found footage.
Nice.
Dude, amazing.
Anyway, thanks for having me. Always
No.
love the community.
Yeah, man. Any last words? Any last words? I'll let you have last words.
America is Radagon.
Oh my god. Okay, bye. Later, man. Have a good night. No, America is not Radagon, people. Don't believe the lie. That's propaganda. Anyways, let's see. Any comments before I bring in our last caller? It seems. Remember, we still have time for multiple callers. If anybody wants to call in, Mistrote, if you still want to jump in, you can. You don't have to ask. You just jump in on the Discord. Discord link is here. I don't know if you're in the Discord or not, but there it is. If you see Rattle Boyale, that's the section you need to jump into. Round table hold. Mick Mike says, let's see. Oh wait, it's welcome back. Indicted. I don't know how to say your name there. Whatever. What confused me beyond what is possible. Let's see. Your Pharaoh says being pursued by a cemetery shade. Oh, the coffee's getting to me. McMine says meet the parents, Tanith and Rackard. That is hilarious, man. Rackard edition. All right, so let's bring in what looks like it's gonna be our last caller, unless somebody jumps in. Rada Boyal, aka Serious Moonlight on YouTube. Check him out. He's got a brand new video out. Everybody, go show it some love. Watch it. It's pretty good. It's real good. Rattle Boyal, are you there?
What it do, Pikachu? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you be, man? How you doing?
Oh, just hanging out, listening to the stream, listening to the cool callers.
Man,
cool
we got
chat.
we
Throwing
got-
around
we
great
got some
movie
great
ideas.
theories tonight, dude.
Yeah. For sure. I was about to start bleeding out of my nose, but yeah, for sure.
What do you think about the one that the entire lands between is the death dream of America?
I think that's pretty cool. That's like super heady, man. Like you can pack a bowl with that and spark up for sure.
For
sure.
real, bro. That's
I mean, I'll never tell anybody they're wrong, but that's definitely a cool way to like interpret the information that was given to us. That's really creative.
I think it really is
awesome.
too. Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta
Well,
Oh.
I got a comment here from the whatever, I don't know how to say his name.
It's the indicted. Come on, everybody. Indicted.
It's indicted, right? And well, see,
Yeah.
indicted. Well, he says.
It, what up, Dick Ted?
He says, why none can say my name? XD. Bro, because you just put the letters together, bro. XD, XD.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, dog. I get it, but I mean, you're on YouTube, not Oxford.
Yeah, bro. I'm like,
You got you got to read the room.
I was in high school. Like, we're going on 30 years ago now. At this point, 26 years ago, bro. I was in high school, bro. It's okay, indicted.
Lost in the sands of time.
Yeah, bro. He's so funny.
Oh man, they're screaming right now. Hey, get the call in.
Get the call in, bro. He's like punching his keyboard. He's like,
oh man. Yeah, that was me earlier listening to everybody talking about Arcane and such, and I know I just said I never tell anybody they're wrong, but y'all are wrong. y'all are wicked wrong.
We're wrong about Arcane, bro.
But
tell us
you're
tell us about
absolutely
Shimpy,
wrong
bro.
about Arcane.
Tell us about Shimpy.
He's reading my mind.
Tell us.
Well,
I know you. I know your body.
I mean,
come on, bro. Come on.
Well, no, I mean that didn't come from. I mean, honestly, if anybody wants to really see, okay, so like we understand what faith means, like the word and like what we're gonna say and like the George Michael lyric and everything. But as far as how it's used in the games, it's used in a very specific way. And the best way to look at it, actually, Last Protagonist in his series on Fear the Old Lore, like translating Bloodborne, really has a fantastic breakdown of it. And anything that I spit is just going to be what he said. Because in context of making a game, what?
Oh, nothing. I would just say, don't forget to go watch Last Protagonist. He starts his streams at 9:00 Central Time. Go ahead.
For sure. Yeah, cool fella. Real smart.
Hey, say I
smart.
said hi. Anyways, go ahead.
For sure. No, so it's just they use the terms over and over again in all their games. So like Arcane is another recurring one, and in the Japanese the original Japanese, they use the word shinpi, which has a couple of different meanings as far as like IRL definitions, and it has to do with mysterious and unseen, that type of deal. As far as it pertains to the games that they make, because Dark Souls, whether you want to say it or not, has to do a lot with politics. Bloodborne, whether you want to say it or not, has to do a lot with politics. And it's the same thing with Elden Ring. Not necessarily in like government politics, but divinity and who's more powerful and what leads what. And when I say lead, I mean what takes the power of whatever this world that we're stuck in. Like who's siphoning off of our power. And so and I won't yap on forever about it, but the thing is like in this game, if you have stuff that is holy, if you look at it, it has everything to do with two fingers. It has everything to do with the greater will, the tree, all that jazz, everything gold, right? Okay. So that's what faith pertains to. It pertains to what is holy, because that is what is in charge. This is the greater will's thing going on here. This is their party, greater will. So when you have other things, when you have other divine beings that are out there that want to be like, hey, I have a party too, or I want to take over this party, which they're always doing, because like at that point they're beyond our thoughts, they're beyond how we think. They just, I can't say how they think. I mean, it's somebody else's story. But in all the other games, it seems that they're always trying to keep the party going or take it over and whatnot. So whatever's not holy, whatever's not in charge, faith does not pertain really to that. Arcane is the other stuff. So if you have, I'll just use another term, like the lesser will is something that is opposite of the greater will. So if you have the greater will in charge, they are what's holy because they are God. Okay. Or the God, etc. If you have this other chump, the lesser will, anybody praying or giving any power given to them from this other deity is considered arcane. It's mysterious. It's hidden. It's not holy. It's just another word that invokes divinity without it being pertaining to, faith. And yeah,
okay,
that's just I guess that's just my take, but
Okay. I listened to your take, and I noticed that, in your take, you pull a lot from the other games, right? A lot of your meaning and definition of it, right? But
yeah, I do.
if let's say that we never played those other games, right? We don't know about what it's defined as in those other games. What would you say it's defined as in Elden Ring, though? Because
I'll try it.
perhaps it's a different meaning
Rhetorical,
in
sorry.
Elden Ring. Go ahead.
Perhaps. I mean, if you didn't wrap the present, then I mean, you like who knows what's in the box, and you can still be just as wrong. But it's. I guess if I can understand your the way that what you're asking, I would just say something that is powerful that is not a spell and not having to do with the greater will. Something that's not gold. How about I'll say that? Something that's not gold. Because everything that's holy has an effect that is, well, for the most part, has an effect that is gold or has gold on its logo or symbol or whatever you want to say in our inventory, except for a couple of items that I think are supposed to invoke irony as you look at it. Like it's supposed to make you think, huh, what's up with that? When I look at stuff like Mantle of Thorns or, what's his name? Fortisax type of spell. Godwin type of spell, that kind of deal.
Interesting.
That would be my take.
Okay. Let's see. It looks like you got a couple comments here.
And
oh, go ahead. Finish what you're saying, then I'll read the comments for you.
Oh man, I wasn't saying nothing important. I was just happy to be here. As far as them saying like the lands between being a dream and stuff, that's a dope theory. I've been cooking up kind of one of my own, in a sense that I'm putting together like a little video theory type of thing.
Wait. Before we get to your theory or your video, let me read what these guys are saying about what you just said about the arcane for you.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Let's see.
Sure.
Boss says, we'll start with Boss. Boss says spiritual water energy. Okay. And you just jump in when you hear something that you want to respond to. Mastrote says it's like faith of a different God.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So he agrees with you, sort of.
Yep. Yeah. They just can't say faith twice, so they use a different word.
Okay. King Payne says,
because faith pertains to holy.
King Payne says, could you say it's occult? Mic drop.
Absolutely.
Okay. Mastrote comes back and he says, some of them wants faith, some want intelligence, some want arcane. Okay. Oh, he's talking about the gods. Okay, what the gods want.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Intelligence is a little different, but yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It is a little bit different. Jess says, are lightning and black flame holy?
I think they scale with holy. I'm saying through clenched teeth. I don't want to be like wrong with these super smart lore hunters and stuff, but I'm pretty sure lightning's always holy in all the Miyazaki games except for maybe Bloodborne.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lightning is an expression of holy.
I've never played Bloodborne, so I didn't know if it was that it's not.
Oh, bro, I'm so jealous of you. You have your first playthrough of Bloodborne ahead of you. I wish I could have that again.
I think
gross.
Yeah,
tough crap.
For real gross. I think Black Flame scales with strength. If I might be wrong.
Right.
Let's see, because Black Flame, Beast incantations, scale with faith, or not faith but strength, I believe. Let's see. Cayman says, hop on Discord and speak out. Oh, he's talking to most. Most comes back, final comment here, and it says, and by having more than one, and by having more of that stat, you have more connection to the power of that god. King Payne says, Black Flame scales with faith. Oh, I was wrong. And Mastrote says, Black Flame scales on intellect. No, but you know what? Let's settle this. I'm on the game. let's
Well, that's going to be between them, I guess. Or
let's
I guess we can nip it in the bud here.
yeah. We'll just
While
nip
you're
it.
looking that up, let me say King Payne had a great point about a cult. The thing about a cult is, and fuck, I'm talking like I know everything. I don't. This is just
You
my
do
opinion, dog.
just say it.
I think a cult is kind of more like a word uses an antithesis to what is holy. Like a cult would be something that is in direct confrontation, like a polar confrontation to whatever is in. So, but I think like a cult would be more used more of like in a political way, in the same way that arcane kind of is. But like the stat arcane, it doesn't have like a political derivation. It's just a way of talking to us. It's just as the player, just a name or a stat that's trying to get a vibe across as efficiently as possible.
Okay, Black Fame is Faith Guild. So Mashote and I were wrong. Boom, boom, boom. Lit hit Hoosers. Anyways.
I wouldn't say that. This is such a great group, though.
I know, right?
You got such a great group here, man. Like, just people know the material. They talk about the material. Everything everybody says is like hyper valid. It's great.
Right. All right, man, you're really starting a conversation here. Let's Jess says, I personally think that faith is not limited to the main god, since you can see the other incantations that are not holy also require faith. Okay.
Jesse, you can in real life, but in these games, no.
Mashorsa says, like a hidden deity. King Payne says, I see it as the dictionary definition of being a non main religion. I forgot. I need to learn how to read. A non-main religion. Okay. Oh, he said he has none. I read it right. I'm not dumb.
You're spitting, bro. You're good.
Yeah. Okay, Jess comes back and says, my view, faith can be given to a god or entity of your choice. I agree with that. McMark says, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, again, in real life, yes. In this game, no, because they're just talking about stats.
Oh, okay.
Like what pertains to holy. That would be faith.
I see what you mean. I see where this is going. Okay, Waka Flocka Flame come.
Bow, 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 bow.
Girl, the way you move it got me in a trance. Anyways, go ahead.
That song slaps. That song still slaps.
I still listen to that song. It's still on my phone. Anyways, go ahead. Tell us what your theory that you've been cooking up that you want to
hit. Well, like I don't know. I'm just jelly about, people talking about dreams and people like spitting new things and stuff. So I want to kind of come in here and put on tape something that like I've been kind of cooking up, just so nobody thinks I'm like stealing nothing when I make a video, if that ever freaking
worry
happens.
too much, bro.
So whatever, dude. So listen, I think the dream thing and my theory have a lot of stuff come together, like in common, how everything's just kind of mashed together in that sense. And, without going into time is convoluted bullshit talk. But so there was something I was learning a lot about crystals over this weekend in this trailer in the desert. I'm just kidding. Just like actual crystals and how they work. I was looking about like how, a theory with Radagon and Marika. And I guess to start, and I'll say, so, well, let's start here. Let's talk about where we're at. It's called the lands between, right?
Okay.
So, in my opinion, it seems like kind of awkward wording. I mean, it's kind of fantastical, place thing to say about a place, kind of like the never ending story. It's a provocative combination of words, like that kind of deal, right? So, but think about it like this. What is a plane? Especially when it comes to crystals, okay? And I swear I'm going somewhere with this. So a plane is where these two crystals meet, okay? And it's a surface that contains the entirety of one side of these two different pieces. Like, and in crystal talk, if you were to look, you would see just one seam right down the middle. and that is a plane. And I think lands between is kind of a different way of saying the word plane without being on the nose of it. And where this kind of stems from is, tell me, have you heard of this? When it comes to like crystals, selling crystals, buying them, people that are really into, I date a lot of girls that are into that stuff. So there's something called, there's something called am I right? So there's something called the Japan law twinning, a Japan law twin.
What the? Nope, never
All
heard
right,
of it.
so this, I know, right? So if you look at this, these are very, very expensive. They're very, very sought after. And what they are, they're crystals that they're a crystal that have kind of a V shape. They kind of go off at not quite 90 degree. They get really specific with it. It actually 88 degree in 33 seconds. And that is the angle that these this one crystal looks like two crystals, and it was at one point how they've fastened together to the point where pressure, as on the atomic level, has made their atoms bond between those two surfaces. And so they're two things, but they are effectively one thing. All right.
Okay.
And so I was kind of looking into this as far as Radagon and America and how they can be one thing. And honestly, the term Japan law crystal kind of like, they'd be talking about the wisdom of stone and crystallians and all that. And then you have this here, this very expensive stones that are really found quite a bit in Japan and not a lot of other places because they're very specific with what heat, what elements, and what pressure is necessary around in order to form these things. And like I said, everybody Google that. And it looks like a heart. It looks like a butterfly. It's just that this angle that these two crystals come together. And again, I want to stress, no pun intended, that they're pressed so much together, even down to the atoms. The atoms start sharing these bonds between their electrons, like they link up with each other. Like honestly, here's another Easter egg to drop on you. You know what this is called? Like the arrangement of atoms in metal and crystals. It's a lattice.
Oh, shit.
Where we heard that before. Feel me, dog?
Oh yeah,
so,
apple pies.
So, yeah, I put them on my hamburgers. Love that lettuce. But no.
Oh, you're talking about Radagon's rune.
No. I am, big dog, for sure. So it's that's how in metal and especially crystals, that's how these atoms are arranged, and it's like a law of existence. It's something we can't explain further than that. That is where we stop. Like there's a law of how atoms are organized with each other, and any deformities and such that you see is kind of like slippage or twinning, etc. When you see these complicated rocks, it happens in metal as well, and especially happens in crystals. Now, another interesting thing about crystals is like, take for instance like a prism, right? And you shine a light through it. It breaks that light up, not all the time into colors, but like, you shine a light into a diamond and it throws that sparkle everywhere, that kind of deal, right? So what if there are just specific outer gods, say, like I think there are a lot of clues that say that there's an outer god that represents light, that light directly pertains to, and it shines through the realities. And here in this lands between, this plane, that light gets broken up and reflected in all kinds of different ways, like how we see so many trees in the boss arena when we fight the Elden Beast and such. And it explains multiverses and such, because like Night Rain pretty much nods directly to their existing multiverses. If you play Iron Eye's Little Remembrance quest and such. And so I'm not saying that light is necessarily split into colors, but it gets reflected everywhere. And that's how we have all this mishmash of different cultures, different times, different things, all squished together into this little area.
Amazing.
And that's what I got on that.
Man,
But
I like that. I like that idea. It's kind of like the other night when I did that Venn diagram on the Discord.
dude, that was brilliant, by the way. That was awesome.
No, but I don't, that's for the Discord. But I was also, I was talking to Naso about it, that represent, it could be a molecule or something like that, and now you're talking about atoms and stuff. And I think that the Elden Rune, the inspiration for its design could have been one of those things. And I think if it is, I think
Yeah.
I think that would be fascinating. I think your idea about your crystals and the planes and stuff is also fascinating too. And with the lattice of Radigan being a connection there, I think it could definitely have been an inspiration for that.
Yeah.
I think that's really
Yeah,
cool.
I think the lore can go deep, like, you know, and I've said it before, like I don't want to sound blasphemous. I'm sick of hearing about alchemy, and
Fuck that
I don't
shit.
want to put anybody. Well, I don't want to put
I
anybody
will.
down, but honestly, if it ever comes out, well, alchemy was the answer, then I'll be like, oh, okay, fine,
That's
you
when
know, and, and
my
then just
brain
no
turns
longer be
off. Like click.
interested. But yeah, I'm kind of over it. But here's the thing about it. I think I think what it does is it takes they're taking things and putting like cool little spins, and so there is some depth, but not complete systemic depth like that. Like I liken it to something like, say, everybody knows what Jurassic Park is, right?
Right.
So like when that book was written and the movie was made, everybody was all about cloning, and they're like, well, how can dinosaurs be around? Through cloning. How do we get that blood? In a mosquito in amber, like how often does that happen ever? Like
Right.
it's not really a realistic thing, but it's a cool little mechanic you can make this fun little story around and build from there.
Right.
So I think there are a couple like, oh shit, you know, type of depths that the lore takes, but it's not that deep.
Right.
End of the day, I think it's probably just obtuse takes on really cool natural wonders, and that's what we're here to unpack.
I agree 100%. It's kind of like the like we were talking about the other night on the Discord in the voice chat about the tree. What type of tree is it? You know, and it's like to me it looks like
It's a beech tree,
it's a combination of a lot of trees. I think you see a
right?
beech
And
tree,
we see different trees too, dog.
yeah,
You know, you're right.
and it's kind of like torrent. I really it, you know, torrent looks so much like a real animal, but there's no animal like that in real life, right? And it's like it's so close. It's like a combination of like, you know, four or five animals, and the same thing with the Erd tree, I think, and the shadow tree and everything. And trying to figure out what were the inspirations for it could, I don't know, lead to some cool theories.
There's
I
only
think.
one other place we see torrent, or an animal like torrent. There's only like one other place. Well, there are lots of them, but it's only in one location. Do you know what that is?
Oh, I don't know. The Shadow Keep.
No, it's in Anir Lim, or a couple of them in Bellarat.
Uh-huh.
But these statues that have the goat boat,
Oh,
I
the
believe
goat
that's
boat.
torrent.
You believe that's
I
torrent?
not the torrent,
No, but the same
but
species.
but yeah. I think torrent is a member of like a spiritual ritualistic type of mythic thing,
And
like we would call a phoenix, a griffin, a
oh,
chimera,
I see what you mean.
you know, a Cerberus. Yeah, and these things are depicted in art, but this is what it really looks like. This is what something being run around in the afterlife or in the spiritual realm really look like.
and did it says the ancestral spirit also. What do you think about that?
Oh man, I wish I could meet you there, Indicted. I haven't put enough thought into that to give you a respectable answer. I think it's the best thing I can say is kind of a cop out, and I'm sorry, but I think the universe is big. I think there's not. I think in my personal beliefs, anything can attain divinity as long as it gets concentration in Shinpi, and those things are followed by various different cultures, various different people,
Right.
and in order to achieve their own divinity, because we don't know no better. You know, to us, God is God, but we don't know if there are really 9 other gods in other worlds we don't see. You know, like we just don't. So no fish ever discovered water. I'm sorry for the cop out, bro.
But
Or sis.
but
I don't know.
but you don't
Whatever
think
you
the cadavers that we see in the Shadow Keep are related to torrent? are not part of his species or family. Not like family per se.
Whereabouts?
In Shadowkeep, or Blackkeep, Shadowkeep or whatever, where
Oh
Mesmer is.
no, I mean maybe the goats that are there are very clearly Omen in the same fashion that Morgott is, because they have the same tail
Mhm.
and the same sporadic, like not controlled, horn growth. But the thing is those are tangible, big ol' air quotes here, biological, beings, where Torrent is clearly just spirit. So,
Oh, so you think?
it's control.
So do you think Torrent was a spirit always?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Torrent is something
A spirit?
special, whether he's the product of some ritual invoking him into the physical space or not. I think he's animals like him are a special,
Special breed.
a special thing, a special
Okay.
thing entirely.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's read some comments here. Mick Mike says ancestor spirits move just like him. But important to remember, Torrent is also a spirit. Let's see. Your Ferris also adds, perhaps in a prophecy, he saw a horned creature and the bearer of the Elden Ring. Okay. Jess McBless says, I think he means the deer boss. Yes. Called the ancestral.
Yes,
The ancestral spirit. McMike says, deer, both deer bosses. Indicative says, I mean, the ancestor spirit looks like Torrent Grandpa. Okay. McMike says, there's definitely a giant Torrent-like thing in display inside the specimen storehouse. I know what you mean. Mastrote says, Torrent is the... Okay, I always look forward to what Mastrote says, because he always comes out with like some off-the-wall thing. Here we go. Torrent is the same goats that from the boats. They are horses that travel between the spirit world taking souls. That's why the boats are built like that. Oh, that's interesting. Read my last post.
Artistic
please.
representation of it.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. What he wants me to read the last post. The Elden Ring sounds to me like something that keeps the other outer gods away after the Finger Dragons defeated the Sun Realm and started to push away every influence of the outer gods. Interesting.
Right.
Okay. Jess McBless above him says, do you mean that the gods or any entities is holy to the caster, or do you mean holy is the yellow golden sense? Because not defining that can be confusing. Do you mean the god or entity is a holy?
I mean, if I'm understanding Jess correctly, I think in the case of this game and their story, it's wholly has to do with greater will, because greater will is the all-encompassing venerated deity. That's what holy is. It's like I don't know if this is an apt comparison, but say take like, I don't know, like Western Christianity, for instance, and you say God is holy. And then you have the devil. Do you say the devil's holy?
Oh, damn, that's a good question.
Like you don't. I mean, most don't, but shoot, I don't know everything.
Yeah,
so,
but the devil.
I don't.
But the devil was made by God, so it's interesting.
Right. Would you use the word sacred? Because I mean, if you don't use the word sacred, then that means there's politics at play in your language, and that doesn't mean I'm into the devil.
Right.
I'm just saying, like
just
what,
like how they use
what
for
word
Godwin's
do we
cadaver
use?
as a sacred thing, right?
Right.
Even though it's against the Erd
sure.
Tree, or the Order of the Golden Order, right? Interesting.
But it's there's more that goes into a word, especially if you're trying to make a bunch of strangers play your story, and what you choose and what you use for that stuff. And so I think in this case, faith just pertains to holy. Holy is everything that has to do with golden stuff in the game. But anyways, that's only my take anyway, and I'm wrong about everything all the time. So
Mike has a comment for you. I don't think he likes your answer. He says, death is holy damage. Death is the other half of the coin of life. Both are holy. Yeah.
Death and Death is holy damage, but Death and Death was taken out of the Elden Ring, which is a holy artifact. So it makes sense to me that it's considered holy.
You know what else? What?
This is part of the Elden Ring.
Right. But another thing, talking about what is that? Black energy, dark energy. It's the stuff from the sword. Oh shit. Hold on.
Black energy, dark energy. You talking about like
The shadow sword. It does immense holy damage. But
the sword of light and dark.
yeah, the dark. So oh man, we discussed this on the stream of I guess like a month ago. What is holy, right? Because it says here, right? Sort of darkness, right? From the quick of the roots, wandering coils of darkness coalesce and release their eddies and vortices, giving form to the dark blade. And it does holy damage. Raise the sword surrounding, reduces holy damage and deals holy damage. So it deals holy damage and reduces holy negation.
Yeah. So you get hurt by holy and you do more holy.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like gold or anything. And it's the same stuff that you see in the divine towers. It's the same stuff that's stripping off the shadow tree. This sword, I don't like the definitions for holy and stuff and sacred. This sword defies all of that. And I want to.
This plays on words.
Yeah. I want to be, gold is good, but now it's like, darkness is good.
I think you need to take it from and thank goodness Nas is asleep because he would yell at me, but I would still tell him he's wrong. Like you have to take a philosophical look at this and like take away good and bad, and understand that these are entities vying for power.
Damn right. And
it's not about something like dark doesn't have to be bad. I mean, shoot, in Dark Souls, like, humans are dark. The pygmy are the dark soul. Here's another one. Like, if you look in your spells, look at Mantle of Thorns, and I hope I'm not wrong because I'm gonna look real stupid.
We're about to find out.
But
what is it?
Tests are in. You're dumb. But
is it a incantation? I suppose.
Yeah, there it is, right there next to the bloody Dairy Queen ice cream looking shape there.
Where did I miss it?
You were just there.
Mantle of Thorns.
Find the Briar of Thorns spell. It was right next to it.
Oh,
please and thank you.
Here. Oh, here.
No.
Mantle of Thorns.
No.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, it's called Mantle of Thorns.
It's a sorcery.
It's like that dude. Okay, it's a sorcery.
Okay.
But see, it scales in faith. So
it does.
So, yeah, because it's a shadow tree.
The image of the misshapen
incantation,
or the image of the misshapen shadow tree is an edict. Is an edict? And what's an edict? That means like it's verbal, or it's like something
a declaration.
A declaration, right?
Yeah, like a mimetic declaration. Yeah.
Spurn all that exists, wound all that exists, for we have been abandoned.
See, but it's still considered holy. You can't incant it because it's not of like the power that is in power up top, but it can be invoked, and because it's shadow tree, it has to do with the greater will deity or whatever it is that has to do with trees. Or this tree, this Erd tree, shadow tree combination. But I was wrong. I thought it was an incantation, but at least it scales with faith. So
well, let's see. Sorcery of those who abandoned the practice of incantations after devout faith rewarded them with only despair. Okay.
Oh snap!
What? This is blowing my mind.
I'm just talking.
What?
I'm just talking.
What, dude? What?
Yeah, dude, you got to read these item descriptions. They tell, and I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying like,
well,
this is
I have my weaknesses.
This is why we come up here, dog. It is for these juicy, juicy morsels. No.
This is why I have these discussions and I have these streams, because I have my weaknesses when it comes to the lore, and sorceries is one of them, because I have no interest in sorceries. I don't think, to me, they're not interesting, but this is interesting. I'll have to look at these.
Yeah. For sure.
I'll have to smoke on these too, because this is a. Oh, look, here's another one. Denounce their ways, do them harm, for they have abandoned us. Who? Who's abandoned you? Who is us?
Impenetrable thorns. Where have we heard that before?
From the Erdtree. From Morgoth.
Exactly. So like, I mean, I'm not super duper deep. I ain't gonna play like I am. It did my declaration was only the question, like, oh snap, we got something in common with something we've seen before. What does this mean, Mason? But it's yeah, dude. Those are the numbers. What do they mean?
What do they mean? Ugh. America's tits. I don't even know where to begin with this. I'm gonna have to look at these, man. I'm gonna have to smoke on these big time.
I'm looking forward to hearing what it. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. Let me read these comments before you try to bounce out. Let's see. All right, let's start with Boss over here. He says, we have holy water. Good for you, bro. Let's see.
Just think Castlevania, dog.
Oh, yeah. The Indicated says, if you add a new rune to the Elden rune, if you add a new rune to the Elden ring, it turns holy.
It does.
Okay.
It does, because you followed the process. Because the only way I can't answer that as universally as they might be asking, but the way to add runes in the story is via mending rune is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
I think, didn't we decide Elden rune or something?
Yeah.
When it comes to rapping about it, you followed the process to get that there. So even though you're a hero, even though you vanquished all this stuff, you're really doing Golden Order kind of a favor by getting rid of all these independent variables in the order, and now you're delivering this power in the form of whichever path that you took. But the thing is like, it's still the greater will and power. That's why those 4 endings are not good endings, because it's just you're just middle level management at the Applebee's, dog. Like, you're not going to make any kind of difference,
bro.
You know,
I disagree with you on that. I think the synoptic endings are the best endings. They're the good.
You're gonna make me ask why?
No, I'm not gonna explain why. No, I'm not gonna explain why. That's another night. That's another night.
You tease.
I am. Let's see.
Okay, Gandalf, keep your secrets.
Macbeth says, okay, I just wanted to find out if your take is that faith is exclusively holy. Okay, I think you answered that, because one could argue that one could have faith in Satan. Oh yeah, we talked about that. All right, let's see. Boss says darkness and light are a face of the same coin. Okay, yes. Mastroste says the sword was powered by the towers that the Newman built for the Sun Realm. Interesting. I'm telling you, Mastroste comes up with some stuff, man. I don't even know where he's getting most of it. Mastroste, you need to start like posting your theories on the Discord, bro, or calling in.
Or get in the call in.
Yeah,
get in
bro.
The call in,
what is
like we need some context.
Reading your posts is like reading item descriptions in Elden Ring.
Bro, that's good.
Okay, Indicted says, holy just means from the divine realm, I think. Divine good, divine evil, who knows, XD. McMike says the sorcery, blah. That sorcery has faith requirements for casting, but I promise faith doesn't scale its damage unless you use staff skills with faith.
Yeah, but so you would use like Godwin's staff, another holy artifact.
Big Mike, nice, thank you. Let's see.
Or the staff of the maternal.
Indicted says, I think the damage is fixed though. Oh, read the comic by Mike. Let's see. Kingpin says holy just means your connection to some kind of god. Um, that could be. I think that's a fair statement.
Holy is a flavor of damage in the game.
McBless or Jess McBless. I don't these names, bro. How come they can't just be Jess, Jeff, Craig? You know,
Because those are
Susie?
taken by year one YouTubers.
Fuck them, dude. Anyways, Jess McBless says impenetrable thorns question mark. Like what Radigan put up at the Sealed America himself away in the air tree. Yes, sir.
Nani? Yes. Like we're like, what?
Ma-
For sure. I'm
Mustro-
right with you, Jess.
Mastrote says, I mean that the holy power that the Newmans attracted with the tower's antennas used to look like that. Like light and
Perhaps.
darkness. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Perhaps, hey, get in the chat, but I do agree with you about the divine towers being a holy, or excuse me,
Antenna.
I'm saying that damn word too much. Antenna array. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I believe that.
Hold on. I just noticed
Not their comment, but I believe the divine tower thing. What's up?
the sword is gold, by the way. But
What sword?
the sword of darkness?
Yeah.
I never noticed it. I thought it was black.
It's an irony. It's supposed to be teaching us that irony in there.
Jesus,
game.
man, I love it. Anyways, all right. So now that you've talked our ear off with some good shit,
Sorry,
it's
dude.
time. It's time
You
to
could have
answer.
kicked me off.
No,
dog.
I'm not gonna kick you off. I like listening to everybody's theories, but now it's time to ask you the question of the week. You're not gonna get away from it. I know you tried to avoid it.
Oh,
All
I
right. So
did,
here's the question
actually.
of the
How did
week.
you know that?
If you could make your own Elden rune, what would it do?
I still stand behind the rune of cross-platform co-op.
Oh my god.
That's what I would. No, for real. Like
For
what I
real?
would do is no, sir. I have a proper answer for you, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna get out of the way because I want to hear this big announcement that you're talking about.
Okay.
I would put in what I would call the rune of regression, which might be what Radigan was working on. And because just short of Ronnie's ending, where the entire god is replaced and they decide to take a remote stance on governing reality so people's lives aren't thrown around in the torrent and the current of fickle gods like Goldmask talks about. I would add the rune of regression, which is just kind of takes out if you so nobody can be full of shit, and it well, look at law of regression spell. It reverts things. It dispels mimicry in all of its forms.
Uh-huh.
That's what I would add. So fickle gods can't like fuck around and mess up people's lives.
Okay. Sounds good, man. All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm bringing in the next caller. Thank you for coming and talking with us, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you. Later.
Everybody, that was Serious Moonlight on YouTube, aka Rattle here among the Inquisition. Make sure you go watch his videos. They're they're great. If you love them here, you'll love them there. All right, so one last caller, and it is an old friend of the Golden Inquisition, not Godwin. Make sure you go look at his videos as well. He's also a content creator, one of the best, one of the pillars of lore when it comes to Elden Ring. Here we go. Not Godwin. Come on down. Hello, sir. Can you hear us? He fell asleep, ladies and gentlemen. We'll wait a little bit.
I'm here.
Oh, he's
I'm
here.
Sorry. Sorry, I was muted.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you? I hope the night has been treating you well.
Oh, it has, man. We've had some great conversations, some great theories, man. Great theories tonight. Great conversations. Do you want to start off with the question of the week, or just jump into something?
I just wanted to throw a tiny thing in here.
Oh,
You guys
sure.
were talking about atoms and stuff, right?
Yeah.
When I think of atoms in Elden Ring, I actually think of the bottom of Celavis's hat, which has its own solar system. But also there's the verdigris discus as well.
The
That looks
verdigris
pretty atomic.
the talisman.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on one second.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, my mic was being evil.
Uh-oh. Okay, no problem, man. No problem, man. All right, we're looking at the verdigris discus. I'm not sure what you mean by it looks atomic. Is it because it's like the electrons around the atom?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I was, oh no, that was it. That was it. I would love to answer the question of the week.
Oh, sure. Okay. Question of the week. If you could make it your own if you could make a why can I not read? This Red Bull. Excuse me.
Okay, you've done it a few times.
If you could make your own Elden rune, what would it do?
I'd actually, this might be a little bit of a cheat, but I'd love the Rune of Death, and I'd love to actually permanently kill enemies. How you could do that in Dark Souls 2, like you'd kill something like 15 times and it'd stay dead. I
Oh.
would love that power.
Permadeath.
Yes, and I feel like it's not too broken because you'd still need rune arcs and you'd still have to kill a particular thing like 15 times, so it's not that bad.
You know what? That's a really cool idea. I think that would make like going back and looking at stuff that would make it much easier. I think. Man.
Yeah, it'd give you a more Elden Lord feeling, I feel.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that would. Huh. That's neat. I like that idea, man. I like that one.
Yeah. I was watching a sunset with Waz, and I also thought it would be cool to get a great rune that allows you to walk along the sunny water like a bridge all the way out to the sun.
Oh, shit. Oh, you know what? Kind of like I like that idea. You can walk on the sunlight. Like,
yeah, like Bloodborne type of stuff.
oh man, you know what you just reminded me of? Maybe you have an answer or you have a take on this, right? Okay, so you know how the Erd tree right here has those rays of gold, right?
Yes.
I was at Ronnie's tower, man, and I noticed that at Ronnie's tower, there's like glintstone rays of gold. If you go up to her where her puppet is, where she is. And since
Yes.
you're here, let me ask you a question, sir. In your, lore theory ways, what do you think is causing those rays of light? And I'll show you in just a second in the stream.
Oh, they're blue, right?
Yeah. They're only in this direction. What direction is that?
I think it's a combination of stars falling, but also the Carrion's ability to solidify moonlight.
Think so. Oh, okay.
Or perhaps it's another hint that something is messing up time and that these raindrops frozen in time are really important to us.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Let me read the chat for you. Let me see.
Oh no, of course.
All right, let's see. Rattle says, I wonder if the placement of the stars on Sullen's hat corresponds to an atom on the periodic table. Jackal says,
Yeah.
oh shit, does it?
Oh, I was thinking that's a good start because
okay.
Because solar systems are kind of like macro versions of atomic shells and all that.
Right. Let's see. Jackal says, oh shit, atomic power in the medieval hands. Oh no, that's a bad idea, Jackal. If it is either, that's oxygen, right? Oh, I wonder if it is oxygen. What makes rings rust? What makes things rust is oxygen. It's true. Mastrote says, is there info about the Raw Society? I'm thinking that they were the same people from the Sun Realm. Is there contrary info about this? The Sun Realm and the Raw Society, are they the same people? I would say no, they're not. Rattle says 8 or either. 8, not either. Rattle also says, but how would we get item descriptions? I don't know. I don't know where it's going. Jackal says, I would make the lands free feel desolate. Oh, Jackal's still going on his. Did you listen to Jackal's theory of what he would do on his Elden Rune? He would make everybody into like make reality a mush.
That was one of my favorites actually.
Rattle says, I love this game. Rattle says also, yes, took me forever to even have the ability. Then I had to watch YouTube videos just to get a good path. Oh, okay. Masatri says protection spells. Oh, on the from the sky, maybe. Jackal also says, yeah, and I ate the fruit that made me weaker. All right.
They're talking about Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, are they? Okay. Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, I haven't played that game so long. Damn.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else? Big Godwin, big boss. Oh, that's boss.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about how being on the brink of death might actually help soul transfer, or at least even the secret ingredient for that.
Okay, tell me.
Because we kind of see that in Revenant's remembrance in Night Rain, the really disturbing cutscene.
Right.
And we also kind of see it with Consort Radon as well when we've beaten the Radon out of Moog. And I also feel that it's really heavily part of the culture, actually, like with the branched talisman swords, the branch swords. Also the crucible ones, the ritual sword talisman and the ritual shield talisman.
Okay. So you're saying that like if you're being on the brink of death helps transfer your spirit, then
Yes.
okay, but use the Revenant, but didn't the Revenant, like in her story, when you find out that she was never Daphne or the girl?
I don't think so.
I think at the end of her story, she discovers that she was never the little girl. The little girl just died, and that she's something else entirely.
Oh yeah, she's probably a fragment of the Night Lord, if that makes sense, or at least like a child of the Night Lord.
What?
In a sort of illegitimate, yeah, in a weird way. You have to imagine a world where regular sex is just not an option, and every wacky option is.
Tell me more. I don't fully understand what you. Where did you how?
Watch it again, man.
I'll have to, because I've seen it a few times, but I don't see where you get the connection that it is like the Night Lord, her, and I guess her child or something. I don't understand that. Is it? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Oh.
Or I don't want to get too deep if you're trying to make a video or something on it. But
No, it's just making me blush. it's the it's so hard to put this in polite terms.
Or use
It's
like
very-
use like the birds and the bees or something.
Yeah, it's like it's the wasps and the bees. if we think about it like that, it's not a fun time. It's the darker side of human nature at play here with the frenzied man hitting her over the head, and
Uh-huh.
we hear a lot of gross noises.
Uh-huh.
And then that culminates in her death, and like the blood pools over slowly to the doll, and that this not so much on the brink of death, but like full on near death experience, like people who view themselves sometimes. It's like that. I know you've had one yourself.
I have.
That was a fun story.
Fun story.
uh,
Thanks, bro. It was frightening to me.
I actually bring this up because being severely poisoned and trying to deal with the spiritual consequences of doing that is a deep part of shamanism and asceticism, like going ascetics, like the curse blades. The curse blades are known to be heavily ascetic.
Yeah.
And they go out into the wild and expose themselves to the elements, or just kind of starve themselves, poison themselves, just risk they risk their life by exposure to a lot of horrible drying out and
Yeah.
starving or something like that.
It's like
it gets them closer to God.
Right.
By weird hallucinations and going into the spirit world, like putting one foot in the grave.
Okay. And you think that's what happened to the little girl, or to Daphne or whatever?
Yes, I think it also happened to Radon, and then Michaela walks through the divine gate and duct tapes him back together.
Oh, okay. I see. I was because my next question was going to be the Radon one. All right, I can see that point of view when you look at it that way. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let me ask you now another question. Okay, if we're looking at it that way, what does Mikla mean when he says, "Lord, brother, you have returned," or whatever? As we when we see that red mist turn gold, do you mean what does that mean? What does that whole scene mean to you then at this point? Why does the red mist turn gold, and why does Mikla say that?
It's about vigor and vitality. It's about being at full health. It's the other side of the crucible talismans and the branch sword talismans, is to be full of life. And I'll explain. Radon loves fighting. He loves that shit. And if being close to death cranks you all the way, if it cranks the knob down so you can be more susceptible to this soul transferring stuff, if you want to be less susceptible to the soul transferring stuff, you'd crank up the dial with combat, stuff that gets the blood flowing.
Okay.
Anger with the fire giants.
Oh. Okay. All right. I see where you're coming with. I see where you're coming with.
The fire giants might actually be so angry that the only way they can get close to this weird death-like state is to make a loophole and sacrifice their flesh to the devil instead of appealing to the rather sort of regular divine route. It's like the devil's got a shortcut for you.
Oh shit. I can see that. Okay. But man, I don't I can see what you're saying, but I don't think I agree with it respectfully. I
That's fine.
Man, but it is an interesting idea, because in that scene, to me, when we see that red mist, I think that red mist represents, Moog's spirit, and when it starts to turn gold, that's when we see Radon taking over, coming into the body, and that's why Mikla says, "Oh Lord, brother, death hath returned," or whatever, because he's watching Mikla, or he's watching Radon starting to inhabit the body, and that's my interpretation. I could be wrong completely. I've also
I agree
oh,
because I feel like the Goldfire is Radon's heroism shining through Moog's madman martyr complex.
Madman Martin. Let me ask you this question. That's the. Do you think the plan was always to have Radon as the prime consort? Promise consort? Sorry.
I think Mikla has an absurd amount of backup plans, like Batman level backup plans.
No. I mean, like from FromSoft, Miyazaki's plan. Do you think in the very beginning? Do you think they're like, we're gonna play everybody and make them think it was you, and then it turned out not to be you? It was Radon.
I when I first started to playing the game, I felt like, yeah, they were like, oh, Radon is a big smash hit, and we love Radon. The gravity thing is cool. Let's make Radon cooler. I totally thought that at first, but now I'm having doubts. I'm getting up on the fence and sitting on it.
Okay. Interesting.
I wanted to ask you something, actually, Golden.
Ask me.
Before I tip is, do you think Radigan was a Thorn sorcerer way back when?
Radigan, a Thorn sorcerer. My initial no, I don't think it was. I've never thought of Radigan as anything prior to Renala or whatever. I never thought of him as somebody who uses like sorceries or incantations at all. And I know that sounds a little naive, but because he's the head of the Golden Host, why wouldn't he use incantations or some type of magic spells? Even though to me he was always just a general, and not like a military leader, just a general melee fighter or something like that. And I think and because he was just a general melee fighter, I think that's why he went so hard into learning about sorceries, and then he went as hard as learning about incantations and faith, and that's why he went hard into discovering both, because he realized, in my opinion, that there was strength in that and not just the physical power. You know what I mean? And that's the way I saw it, and because I never thought about it. That's a good question though.
I thought of this because of Radigan being able to manipulate the thorns of the Erd tree, like keeping you out, and how we don't get a whiff of Radigan in the DLC, but we do get that thorn sorcery you guys were talking about earlier, the one that says do them harm and all that. It feels like that's the only tie that we do have to Radigan is the thorns themselves.
But why? But why create if it is the thorns are like? Are you saying they come from him or represent him? Because if he's developing those spells, why develop them? Would be my question.
It's a backdoor to power, like we said, like sacrificing your leg to a different god. But this is more like the Blood Star and sacrificing parts of yourself, and it feels why it could also explain like why Radigan has this one weird shadow arm. It's also could explain the impenetrable thorns that are blocking the way, and how that's like the crystallized symbol of I'm in power. No one else can be in power. The cycle ends with me.
Interesting. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. That's an interesting interpretation of putting those two together, because I never thought that the thorns that Radagon used to block the door were connected to, the punishment for, guilty people or criminals or anything like that, because I don't know. I'd have to think about it. That's a good concept there.
And D even calls the Deathblight stuff coming out of Godwin thorns.
Uh-huh.
Like when you get impaled by a Deathblight, that's also thorns. And I've also noticed on Grandsax's weapon, it looks like thorns coming off of the weird lightning. Yeah, the weird twisted lightning design of the spear. It looks like thorns, actually.
Really? I'll have to look.
Yeah. So the thorns thing goes deeper than we think.
It might. I don't think I have it on me. I don't think I do. It's a.
Oh, it would be a spear, actually.
Is it a spear? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. The bolt of Grandsax. I need 40 dexterity. All right, I can go 40 dexterity. Shit. I can see kind of what you're saying with the. It looks like the thorns of death root when it kills you when it comes out. Do you think? But couldn't that just be the side effect of? Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to think on that. It could just be lightning, though.
Yeah, but they intentionally made it look like thorns for us to think about this stuff. Anyway, it was great seeing you again.
Wow, that's great. I'm gonna have to think about it, bro. Let's read some comments real quick. Let's see what people have to say about what you said. Let's see. Let's start with Rattle up here. No, we'll start with Boss. Oh, okay, no, okay. Down to Rattle. He says, and the red mist being purged out of by the light force. I don't think that was gold. I don't think that was gold fire / mist. I think it was light fire / mist. Okay. If you want to comment on any of these things, just go right ahead. Jess says, I think when Mikla says, Lord brother, you have returned. He's talking to us. Godwin, the reborn tarnished. I don't know about that. That's a great video series on it. Yeah. What's his name? Dryleaf Aaron. He's got a great series on there. We Are Godwin. It's like 13 episodes. Pretty good. Let's see. We are the greater will, says Boss. Rattle says we are Borg. Pharaoh says he was. Oh God. Okay. Anyways, let's. Rattle says he may have learned it when he was in Rhea Lucaria. Would explain why he does those sorcery skills with faith as opposed to intellect. Okay. Jess says his incantations require faith and intellect. Pharaoh still thinks Radagon was a dragon. Rattle says learn to do it, or created it from learning about sorcery stuff in Rhea Lucaria. Mastrote says maybe the runes from the Elden Ring are just a godly power or aspect of the universe sealed and trapped with the power of the greater will in order to take over that power. Jackal says, I am Caesar. I am the Legion. It ends with me. What? Jackal says, made that mistake with the Storm Prince plenty of times. All right. Pharaoh says, black cock. I don't know why you got that on his mind. Anyways, Jack.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, man. Anything else? Or you?
No, that's it. You have a great night.
You too, man. Be safe, and thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. The question of the week: If I could make an Elden rune, what would it do? If I could add an Elden rune to the Elden Ring, I would add redheaded cat girls everywhere. All right, let's see. For the announcements, let's see. Tomorrow, back to regular streaming. Now that we've answered the question of the week last week, tomorrow we're just going to go back to it, back to lore crafting. Let's see. What else? I don't have a question of the week yet, so I'll post one here in a little bit on the Discord. If anybody wants to join the Discord, there is a link in the chat, and a link will be in the show. Whatever notes. Let's see. What else? Oh, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, the Golden Inquisitor. So I had to make those so nobody steals them. Because I remember last year, only waifu had a problem with somebody impersonating him and making a lot of money doing fake announcements or whatever. Let's see. So if you want to follow me there, no big deal. Let's see. Rattle Boyale says, big announcement, question mark. Yeah, so here's the big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking to a couple of the inquisitors in the Golden Inquisition, and I believe, and it's got the gold stamp of approval. What we're going to do is these two came and asked me if I wanted to start a podcast with them, and I agreed. So we will start a podcast. It's going to be on a different channel, and I'll let everybody know on the Discord when that gets. All right. I don't know what happened. Can y'all hear me now? My mixer died. Yeah, my mixer died. All right, what was the last thing y'all heard? I don't. Oh man, dude. All right, so we'll start over. I'll just start over. I have no idea where I left off. So it was Boss and then Jackal. They asked me if I wanted to start a podcast with them about Elden Ring and other things. And yes, I said yes. So the three of us we're gonna start a podcast. It's gonna be kind of like, from what I understand, and we've been talking about it. It's gonna be kind of like the open call night where we're gonna discuss stuff. And if you want to call in and chime in, you can. And I think we discussed that we could have a rotating fourth member, also from the Inquisition, from the Golden Inquisition Discord. And yeah. What is my shit still not working? Man, I don't know what's going on, bro. Yeah, so Boss, no, it's Boss and Rattle, or Serious Moonlight, Boss and Rattle. So they asked me, and I told them I would. So that's the announcement. It's pretty exciting. It's going to be another channel. I'll set it up. I'll get it linked up to everything. And from what I understand, from what we talked about, it's going to be a stream, and you can, it'll be like this, but instead of just me, it'll be them and their ideas, and I'll be like a silent partner, maybe. Yeah, boss, you're in it. Boss, you're the one, you asked me first, boss. Boss and Serious Moonlight. Remember? I don't know. Who knows who's in it at this point now? I have no idea. But that's the announcement. More Inquisition stuff on the way. And yeah, so look forward to that. Look forward to that. And like I said, it's going to be not just Elden Ring stuff. It's going to be much more other stuff. It might be bilingual. Since Boss speaks Spanish, I'm a no sabo kid, and Rattle speaks Spanish, sort of, maybe, I think. So, mucho fantastico. Muy bien. So, yeah. Special guest, a dragon. No. But yeah, that's the thing. So we're still hashing it out, but that's the plan. I brought it up because I want to make sure that we get it done. Now that I said it, it's got to get done because I don't want to be a liar. But there you go. All right, so that's the announcement. Everybody, don't forget to follow and watch Jackal Khan on YouTube, Sunstorm_Jackal on Twitch. Great guy, great content. Watch him, please. Don't forget to watch Serious Moonlight on YouTube. Great guy, great content. Please watch his stuff. Go to TikTok. Watch Boss Saucer. His stuff on TikTok. Great stuff. Watch, let's see, who else? Not Godwin on YouTube. Watch his stuff. It's great. Watch Annie Nikakapu. Her stuff. It's great. Watch that stuff. Watch Jack is a Mimic. His stuff is great too. Watch his stuff. Dryleaf Aaron. Watch his stuff. I don't know who he is, but watch his stuff. It's interesting. Let's see. Last Protagonist. We talked about him. He used to do a lot of YouTube lore stuff, right? The old Fear of the Old Lord lore. I used to watch that all the time. Watch his old stuff. It's good. Yeah, watch all that stuff. It's great stuff, man. But yeah, but most of those people, friends of the Inquisition of mine. Good people. Good theorizing, good takes. Yeah. And that's it. Everybody, damn, 3 hours, y'all. My voice is going to be trashed tomorrow. But anyways, y'all be safe out there. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making it this far. For anybody who's been here the entire time and anybody that watches, I really appreciate it. And good night, everybody. Be safe.